Thank you, Craig. All right, we're about to, of course, fly to Vegas this weekend for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl week, it's a huge week for the ticket. It's one of my favorite weeks because we all go out and we get to hang out with our fellow shows and we get to engage in all kinds of pranks, dares, and sometimes you can get Tipsy George on other shows in the afternoon.
Sometimes.
And you're doing the gritty, and that's always videotaped.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But since we'll be flying, will we have an incident on the plane? There was an incident that's making the social media rounds. It was videoed by somebody, I guess one of the passengers. This woman started causing a disturbance on a plane from Orlando to Philadelphia. Dulce Huertas is her name. Is that how you say the first name? Dulce? Dulce?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dalton.
Oh, it's Dalton. She faces interference with a flight crew and interference with flight attendants, simple assault, and indecent exposure.
Uh-oh.
Decent or indecent?
Indecent. She had 2 cocktails.
If they're nice, it's decent exposure.
If she's really hot, it's excessively decent exposure. She had a couple cocktails, and I guess as they were preparing to land the plane, she said that she needed to go to the restroom, and they're telling her, well, you can't right now. Everybody's got to be locked down. We're landing this thing right now. And at some point, I'm assuming that, I don't know whether the thing was flying at the time that she did this or not, but she stands up, she starts trying to get to the front of the plane, and, this is right when the seatbelt sign turned off, so right after they landed. Passengers start rising from their seats. She tries to push them out of the way as she's sprinting towards the front of the aircraft. She can't get by, and so she states, "Sorry, everybody." And right there in the aisle, she pulls her pants down.
No.
And squats down. Now, I'm going to play the audio. I think this is all beeped.
Okay.
I'm ready to be over here. I mean, sorry, everybody. Are you
so then she gets in there.
Okay, let me do the I don't give up. No, you.
Whoa.
I gotta go pee. I don't give up. You're not the only bitch. Let me pass.
This poor little boy next to us. Holy.
So she's arguing with everybody. Gets into it with flight attendants in the front there. Yeah, pulls down her pants. And
wouldn't an
option
be just going in your seat? Why do you have to go in the aisle and pull your britches down and do that?
Isn't it better to go in the aisle than your seat?
No.
Is it better for everyone to have to walk through it or for one person to have to sit in it?
Yeah, one person to sit in it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and we don't want to see that either. How is that the better option?
What if she's hot? What if she's hot?
Don't be weird. It doesn't matter.
She wasn't, by the way. Just like, you know, for those of you scoring at home. She was very hot. She was not hot.
Okay, all right.
Like, at all.
Jeez. So now she has to be shamed by you for not being good looking enough, huh?
George, she's a urinator.
She's a human.
She's a criminal. She's a criminal.
She is a criminal. She could face up to 21 years in prison for this. Matter of fact.
Wow.
Yeah. And
worth it?
3 months in prison. The thing is, she pulls down her pants and squats. Everyone yells at her, and she stood back up and pulled her pants back up. So I don't think she actually went.
Legend.
In the aisle.
She's not a legend.
But let's just annoy everyone and look at another side to this, okay? If you have to go, what other option is there? If they don't let her go to the restroom and you have to wet yourself,
then you just wet yourself. You don't put on a public display about it.
But I'm saying, like, she faces up to 21 years for this. So if she had just wet herself in her seat, is that still 21 years?
No, I don't think so. You had an accident.
Well, how is this not because you were able to get your pants down, you're penalized for that.
Because then
you're penalized for pants.
Because then it's indecent exposure. Yeah. But
on a plane.
That doesn't seem like that would warrant 21 years in prison.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. So that happened.
Let's get her a ticket stock.
What is the deal? And I'm sure there's a name for this, and it's been all explained. I just don't know the answer to it. When, like, you're on a long drive or a drive home, and you feel the urge to make water, why is it that it's that last 50 yards to the house?
It's something in your brain that signals your bladder that we're really close.
How is it sensing it?
I don't know. It's a subconscious thing, and it sends a signal to your bladder that we're about to release, so let's get everything even further down in place.
As you're dancing at the front door trying to get the key
in. I've done that so many times.
Such a panic. All right, and then we have reached a milestone. Because when I say the name Vila Fuala,
Mary Kay Letourneau's boyfriend/husband, and before that, student.
You mean her rape victim? I think that was the word you were looking for. You said lover.
Well, they got married, didn't they, eventually?
Yeah. And they had children.
Yeah, they did. They had a couple childrens, but yes, well, he has become a grandfather at the age of, I guess, 40, because their daughter together, who is now 25, announced her pregnancy back in September, and she has just given birth. Now, Mary Kay Letourneau, who was the first teacher that I really remember in the whole female teacher graping students.
Yeah.
And it was extremely confusing because they did end up getting married and having kids afterwards. And I think both of those kids were conceived in prison, or maybe the first one was out of prison and then the other one was while she was out on bail or something. It was something weird. But she has since passed, George.
She did?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
God finally had enough of Mary Kay Letourneau.
Wow. Sure enough, July of 2020. I wonder if that's when we were on vacation and I didn't catch that story.
She was only 58 when she died.
May she rest in peace.
Why? Because she is the worst offender of all.
She was one of God's children.
Or was she?
Well, share that information if you have that.
He was her former second grade student, Craig.
Second grade?
What?
Oh, that's not when they got together, though.
Oh, you're saying it's better because he was 12.
No, I'm not saying it. Well, it's a little better.
It is better than second grade, yeah. So messed up, but...
Yeah, they had 2 kids together. That's a short circuiter. And they were... Think about how weird this is. Would we do this today where a teacher has an affair with a teacher rapes a 6th grader, and then we put them on 2020 and interview them and talk to them about their relationship? And
hey, there's a big movie out about it now on Netflix, I think.
That's right.
May, December.
Mm-hmm.
With some big stars.
Is Juliette Moore in that?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So, yeah, for some reason do that. And I still see those stories all the time in the news, and I still can't determine whether or not it's more common for the female teacher or the male teacher.
Female.
It's what it seems like, but maybe that's
yeah.
just a selection bias because those are the ones that get reported in the news. But I don't understand what is happening there.
I don't either.
And okay. That's the whole topic. But anyway, Lola Falana. Vila Falana needs to say. He is now a grandfather and a widower. Well, I think they divorced. They eventually divorced like a few years before she passed away. But she was only 58, which, in her mind, that's well past her prime. So
yeah.
Anyway, one of them is one of his daughters with Mary Kay Letourneau is a Honolulu-based flight attendant, and the other one is somebody else.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for those details.
Yes, so Vila Falulahana is now a grandmother. He's now a grandmother.
Okay, ticket stock. He's got a great story.
Yeah, but
Great.
Well, maybe not great. Interesting. Famous. A famous story.
But
infamous.
Maybe he wants to be just left alone.
Well, why don't we give him the chance to say yes or no?
Okay.
Why are you speaking for him?
Why are you distancing now when you used to do the story every day?
I did not do the story every day. It's the first time I've ever mentioned it.
Stop.
Okay.
I'm joking.
You're mocking my news gathering and news delivery system.
You're right.
All right, that's the Odell.
Thank you, Craig. And I just became aware that Vila Falula, Mary Kay Letourneau's victim / husband,
Ex-husband,
is a professional DJ.
Oh.
So
maybe he could come to ticket stock.
We're kind of we're in the same business.
Go DJ.
We're all DJs here. Do you describe yourself as a DJ?
No.
Never have.
I do, but it's advantageous. Yeah, I'm a DJ. The big news was that Mark Zuckerberg and the leaders of a lot of the social media platforms like Instagram, X, Discord, Meta, which I guess is Facebook, they testified in front of Congress. And it was a big deal to see all those guys up there and answering to Congress and, of course, senators and everybody grandstanding.
Big grandstand thing.
Congressman grandstanding. But yeah, they apologized for the harm that their platforms have done. In one instance, Zuckerberg even stood up and turned around after he was prompted. Do you have anything to say to those people back behind you who've been victimized by your platform?
Dr. Phil's a senator now?
Or Nancy Grace. It could be either one of those two. And he did. He stood up and turned around and said that he was sorry of what they went through and that they are investing a lot to make sure nobody has to go through the types of things that your families have gone through. And these were kids, I guess, who were
Cyberbullied?
Exploited on... Yeah. I think cyberbullied is part of it, but also Grexual exploitation is part of it.
Yeah, one woman told the story, and her daughter was there. Her daughter's now in college, but when her daughter was in high school, her daughter started this conversation with what she thought was a 15-year-old boy that lived a few blocks away. But instead, it was this sexual predator, a 40-year-old man, who was doing this to a lot of girls. And it got so far that the daughter was told by this guy that he had a plane ticket for her, and she was ready to go to the airport to get on a plane.
Jeez.
And he was going to, at that point, kidnap her and traffic her. And the mom was asked when she found out about it, and she said when Homeland Security showed up at our front door.
Jeez.
She said, I had no idea.
The CEO of Snapchat, he apologized to parents whose kids overdosed on fentanyl after buying drugs on Snapchat. So,
Well, if they wouldn't buy it that way, I guess they would buy it some other way.
well,
Not to
yeah,
defend that it's not.
but you got to try to
wrong,
make
you don't
your
have parameters. and all
platform
that.
as safe as possible.
Yeah.
But there is some limit to where you can't keep bad people from doing bad things and using your tool, you can just try to make it as difficult as possible. Yeah. But you're still never going to solve the problem of evil people's free will, who will exploit any loophole they can find. I mean, I don't know what you do. Do you have everyone have registered IDs to where you know exactly who everyone using your platform is, and then you lose all anonymity? And then you'll take it in the shorts of people who would say, anonymity is very important for people who are standing up against regimes in which they need to not have their identity known. And how do you solve that part of the equation while satisfying the first part?
That's a good one. I think you could take a step in that direction. Any direction you go, it gets murky. But they're going to have to take a stand at some point. It's one of my biggest questions going forward as a parent, and I don't know how parents deal with the question of how much do you allow a kid on social media? When do you allow them to start? It just seems like such a zoo out there for a kid, and so dangerous in many ways. Yet I know a lot of parents let their kids on social media very early.
Yeah, and if you don't, then you're warping them. You're not letting them get used to the real world. Yeah. It's just too uncomfortable. Let's move on to another story. How about this one? First Republic Bank, a bank that failed. They've done some analysis on this and found that the way that they brought down the bank was bots and fake accounts spreading misinformation about First Republic Bank, and it triggered the withdrawal of $100 billion in deposits and drove the share price down until it became the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history. Done by bots and fake accounts, spreading misinformation, causing runs on the bank.
Man.
Yes, this is what we wanted. Wow.
Well, in a related story, did you see the FBI director testify yesterday about China and their hacking and what may be ahead for us?
We've got to be in for a hacking apocalypse, right?
Well, he says that they have intel that China is targeting our infrastructure, our water supply, our communications. Mm-hmm. And they're doing this to wreak havoc here, to send a message not to defend Taiwan if China invades.
There you go.
Well, if they do something like that, I'm sure we'll handle it well, and we'll all be on the same side and work together. And
no, you know how it's going to work, George. It's going to be, we don't have a whole lot of will blaming China. We'd rather blame the political party that we hate,
who's in charge
China
and allowed
them
to do this to us.
Yeah. We want to get back to the fighting that we enjoy doing the most. Don't distract us with some new fight over there. I don't want to talk about them. Let's talk about it's your fault. Honey, it's your fault. America is one great big toxic marriage is basically what this is now.
It's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. But yeah, and we have all of our devices are made by China. I mean, so we guarantee there's no back doors into any of our technology. I mean,
we can't guarantee anything.
Okay. All right.
That's what we're telling you.
And, of course, if the whole world goes to hell in a handbasket over here, our American world, well, but China can't do that. That's a violation of our freedom. They can't. No, they're not allowed to do that, right?
Right.
So tell them to stop. Tell them to stop that. Violation of freedom. Greatest country in the world, not allowed to do that because we're greatest country in the world. A guy found a ticket to Disney World that was unused from 1978. He took it to Disney World. They had not seen anything like it in some time, of course.
How much did the ticket cost back then in 1970?
$8. It was a one-day pass. Wow. It was an $8 dar for Disney World. And I think now they're closer to $200.
Whoa.
Like $150 to $200. Damn. It worked. They said, well, there's no expiration date on it. It's unused, so you can use it.
Best day ever.
Yeah. So you got into Disney World for a day. Isn't that fun? That's so fun. That's just so fun.
So buy tickets now and put them in a safe and then tell your loved ones 50 years later, go to Disney World on me, and they'll think they're getting a bargain getting in for $200 when prices are $1,000 in the year 2070.
However, $1978, what would $8 be worth now if you did the U.S. inflation calculator? Would it be $100?
$9?
Would it be $80?
Stepladder.
Would it be stepladder? That's another possibility.
Let's see.
4% of it.
3 plus 7 is light bulb.
Okay, what year was that?
11-10.
What year was the ticket from?
1978. $8 in 1978.
Okay. And then you would
Craig
like
is looking
present
up.
day?
Yeah, it says that a one-day ticket to Magic Kingdom ranges from $109 to $164 now.
Okay, that $8 today, according to the inflation calculator, $39.
Okay, so see? Good deal.
Not bad.
So Disney has really jacked up their prices, outpacing inflation quite a bit.
What if they said to the dude, yeah, you can use this, but only on the rides that were in existence in 1978, which is 2. You can ride Dumbo and It's a Small World.
It's a small world.
Denny's has closed in Oakland. Have you seen all the closures going on in Oakland? Apparently it's gotten so bad there with crime. Robbery's up 37% this year. Burglary up 24%. Motor vehicle theft 45%. Violent crime up 21%. And In-N-Out Burger has closed there. They closed a location of In-N-Out there. I think it's the first In-N-Out Burger to ever close, is what I read. Could that
because
be
in
possible?
California, those are just packed nonstop.
Yeah. Because you open one and they're always, they'll keep going forever. People love them. It's like 54 years old, that In-N-Out Burger. Anyway, it closed. Subway closed. Starbucks closed because all of their employees and customers were getting their cars just broken into constantly. So I said, that's all right.
Oh, man.
Just close it down.
San Francisco also stole the Warriors, and Las Vegas stole the A's and Raiders from Oakland. Hello.
Hello.
A Mississippi man accused of a hate crime because he went into the state capital of Iowa and destroyed their religious display there at the Capitol because he does not believe in religion mixing with politics, and he destroyed state property.
What was it?
It was a statue set up by the Satanic Temple there in Iowa.
Okay.
A pagan display.
It wasn't Jesus playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes or something, like 1-year-old.
No. Do you think people's opinion would be different if he went in and took a baseball bat to a statue of Jesus at the Iowa Capitol?
Of course.
Why? If he's just for separation of church and state.
Yeah, but you know how that goes. We use it only as it applies to our beliefs. And
yeah. And somehow we never see the contradiction in it. We just...
Yeah.
Well, but Christianity's different because people have been Christian for a long time.
Good.
And the government founded on these principles, and we need to make sure. But yeah, the Satanic Temple was the one who raised money to put this statue in. It's a statue of a guy with a goat head, goat horns, raising his hand and making creepy hand signals.
God.
And all that. And they exploited the loophole of putting it up there. Said, hey, if you got the 10 Commandments, we can put this there. And so they did.
Devil goat.
Yeah. They put devil goat up there. And they're actually a non-theistic religion. It's basically just secular humanism is what they believe in. They don't actually believe in the devil.
Yeah.
And that whole satanic part is just a troll aspect of it. But it gets people going, gets people worked up. All right, need your ruling on this. A mother in Florida, Central Florida, has been banned from dropping her kids off right in front of the school. They go to a private Christian school because of the advertisement on the back of her vehicle for her OnlyFans account. Michelle Klein says the school is making her park across the street, which forces her kids to cross a busy road, go down a sidewalk, and walk through a parking lot to get to school, all because the school won't let her drop her kids off in her primary car, in her only car, her OnlyFans car.
Hot.
She goes by the name Piper Fawn on OnlyFans. And she says, hey, look, this is our family business. This is the thing that funds our household. And so I need to...
Boy, wouldn't that be uncomfortable for the fourth grader or fitting your mom's on OnlyFans?
Why? She's just modeling.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Okay.
Have you researched this, Junior? Should we support her? Or?
Piper Fawn on OnlyFans?
I'm finding a lot of possibilities.
Turn on the VPN first before you do it.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Piper Fawn.
I'm getting a little distracted here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to rule in her favor.
Pretty good looking?
Well, if this is the...
Does she show her gyno on this?
Freedom.
If this is the right one, then I very much support her.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's freedom. That's what we're supporting.
Yes.
You have a picture of her
Hey,
there?
America was founded on
I think this is her.
vaginas, too, right? If we didn't have those, we wouldn't have America.
Is that her?
No, that's her.
Oh, okay.
Unless she changed. No, I think that's her.
Let's see what you got over there, George.
Jugs.
I didn't just catch a fish. This is just a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Oh. Yeah. Are you a Piper Fawn for me?
Is your mom home?
Oh. Hey, little Timmy, is your mom home? I'm wanting to do a PTA with her
I
real
think
quick.
I need a...
Yeah,
we're
just trying to organize the parents, and I'm really trying to just organize me and her right now, and just as the foundation. And anyway,
okay, gotta go.
Okay, gotta go. Birthdays: Harry Styles, Big Harry Styles, 29. Stormy Webster is 5. That's the kid of Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott, and why that's on this birthday list, I don't know, but Stormy Webster, 5. That's the youngest happy birthday I think we've ever issued. Lisa Marie Presley would have been 54.
Why is that on that list?
Would have been. Ronda Rousey, 36.
Haven't seen her in a while.
Wasn't she so dominant, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah. Tables turned.
Oh my gosh, they turned so violently. Heather Morris, the actress from Glee, or actor from Glee, is 36. Rick James would have been 56 as well. Or
why are we doing those now?
I'm not sure. Michael C. Hall from Dexter, 52. Big Boy, rapper, 48. That's good enough.
Okay.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Hot dog.
All right, that's Muse. Let's talk about greetings.
Thought about this recently. Go to a place pretty much on the reg, maybe twice a month or so. And seems more times than not, I will get a certain waitress that I've known for 15 years. And she always greets me with either calling me sweetie, darling, sugar, hun, sweetheart, baby, all of those. And I don't think a thing about it except for I kind of like it. It's very friendly. It's very down home. Maybe it's because it's and I think if you go out to the small restaurant, the breakfast place that's way out in the country, West Texas, I think more times than not the waitress will give you that sort of greeting. You want coffee this morning, sugar? That kind of thing.
You want sugar? You want sugar with your coffee, sugar?
I guess it's going by the wayside because then I thought about, okay, if I was a waiter there and I greeted a table full of women the same way, hey, sweethearts, hey, sugar, what would you like this morning? I don't think it would go over as well. And I'm sure they would probably get a complaint. But, are we so far to the point now where Has any guy ever gone to management of a restaurant and said, yeah, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable when she calls me sweetheart or darling? I don't think so. I
bet you it has happened, sure.
You think?
Yeah.
Man, I bet that's really rare.
I think it may break down along age lines. You know, there may be a generational divide here to where younger men may feel uncomfortable by that. I don't know. Or maybe they really love it.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to it. But I do see that some people, I guess, could be offended by that. I'm like you, though. I mean, I like it. I think that, I think this is one of the things that women don't realize about men is how little compliments men get in their life and how little sweet talk men get in their lives.
Boy, tell me about it.
And, I mean, we kind of alluded to this, I think, on the Invasion one time when I was sitting in with those guys. It's just, you get a compliment once. Like, guys will remember 12 years after they got their last compliment that some girl said that they liked their shirt or you have beautiful eyes. If a girl says something like that to you, you remember it for forever. And meanwhile, there is a whole female economy of compliments that goes around women's lives all the time, and men don't have that. And so I think this falls in the line with that, to when you have a waitress that calls you sweetie or honey or everything, you love it as a guy.
Yeah, I absolutely do. And it's interesting you bring up how someone looks. I found myself recently seeing someone, I'm trying to think the example. I think it was like a friend, or I think it maybe even been a coworker. Hey, you look nice today. Can you say that anymore in the workplace? I don't know.
Not
to a woman,
going back to our,
not to a coworker. To a friend, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it.
No.
I wouldn't say.
I'm trying to go back to our training. I don't know if that was covered or not. But I think if you say, "Oh, you look nice," what's wrong with that?
Don't,
you're told that sometimes if you wear.
Yes.
If you're not wearing a T-shirt and you're wearing a button-down, I've heard people say, "Hey, Gordon, you look nice today."
Yeah. Well,
we can't do that anymore.
Can a woman say that to me? Can a guy say that to me? Yes. Yeah, but you're talking about me saying that to a female coworker?
Yeah.
Hey, you look nice today.
Okay, but don't say it like that. You can't say it like that. Okay, about
all these things depend on the personal dynamic you have with the person too.
Exactly.
I mean, if you know them well and you have a certain dynamic that feels, safe and not sexually threatening, then yeah, I guess you could.
But by the restaurant example, it doesn't matter to me if it's a waitress that I've known for 15 years or if I'm going to a place for the first time. And she says, "Hey, sugar, what are you drinking today?"
I know.
That's great.
I just had it the other day. Waitress I'd never seen before, older woman. "What can I get for you, baby?"
Yeah. Okay.
Give me some more of that baby talk. High school, I want more of that
Call
stuff.
me baby one more time.
Give chicken fried steak. Call me honey too.
Yeah, and I'm sure they probably know that, and maybe that's just their personality, but they probably know, hey, sweeten up the male customer a little bit, and it may work out for you on the tip.
That's sexually manipulative.
Okay, see, they're being policed. No, I don't know if it does, but I do think it makes for a pleasant experience. But I've thought about this because I now have daughter-in-laws, and I was telling y'all earlier, I've never had daughters before, and I just love that these women are in our family now, and they're such sweet people that I have caught myself before saying, "Oh, that's okay, sweetheart, I'll get it." And I'm thinking, "Oh, geez, should I say that?"
Yeah, you should cut back on that.
Does that creep them out?
As your friend, let me take you aside right now.
But I love them, and they're my son's wife.
Yeah, all the more reason.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't be calling them sweetheart.
So we can't say sweetheart anymore.
Probably not. Once again, depending on the relationship you have with them, but it's safer to err on the side of caution.
Has it gone to the point now that when you, and again, depends on the relationship, but if you don't usually use some sort of term of affection, if you say hun or sweetheart, don't say sweetheart to try to soften me up just so you can, get away with this or whatever it is.
Yes.
We got to take
George,
it out of
welcome to the shifting rules of being in a relationship with a woman.
Shifting sand. I don't have to be called sweetheart anymore.
It wouldn't hurt if you'd use a term of affection every once in a while. Wait a second. Just yesterday you said this, not today. Okay. I'm trying to keep it straight.
No, I haven't experienced that problem, but I do wonder if some dudes have that from time to time.
I think these days the the correct answer is if you are thinking about it or you're asking, is it okay to fill in the blank?
Then just don't do
Then
it.
just don't do it.
Just lay out.
Just go the safe route and just don't do it.
Just don't even speak to them. Don't even look at them. Ignore.
The upside downside weighing that is probably way out of whack anyway. Like, are you getting a whole lot out of it compared to what hell it might bring to your life?
Hey, we just talked about this off the air. We used to have a sales guy up here that used to.
I was going to bring
was
that
up. On the air or off the air?
It was off the air.
About?
I was going to bring this up, so keep going.
So he used to always, and it wasn't just me. He did this to other people as well.
We worked with him before we worked here, and by the time I knew him for a month, he usually called me Hun or Sugar Plum.
It was so strange. He was an older sales guy. He was white-haired sales
I loved
guy.
him so much.
George loved him.
Yes.
He was nice, but it was a little creepy how I was this young, 21-year-old kid, and every time he'd see me, hi, butterfly. What's my baby doll doing today? What you say, sugar britches? You want to do something, buttercup?
And I said, man,
let's go get a drink, Angel Wings.
That's the way he talks, and I loved it. I loved it from.
It was so weird. No one has ever done it. I mean, how long have I worked in this business? Ever since then, and no one since then has ever had a steady stream of calling me all these bedroom names.
Well, he used to come into work every day, and he'd kind of look me up and down. Hi, honey. And I thought it was great. I was so glad to see him.
Why is that okay with you?
I don't know.
Come on, sugar butt.
Okay, he never called me that. He did used to refer to you as my stub back when you did the Ticket Stub show.
Yeah, I did a show called the Ticket Stub, and you go, how's my stub?
Maybe that was crossing the line a little bit. What do you mean your
taking
stub?
Possession of me. I don't get that.
Okay, this didn't go over well. This is back in 2005. This is the late, great Ron Franklin doing a college football game, and he made the mistake of referring to Holly Rowe as a sweetheart, trying to correct her stance on whether or not Purdue should have been taking timeouts at the end of the game.
Ball is tipped and intercepted. Second time tonight that a ball has been tipped at the line of scrimmage and intercepted.
And now you see why they burnt those timeouts.
And Holly Rowe, let's go down and check with you.
Well, guys, we're kind of joking around. Why is Purdue calling timeouts on defense? But I really respect what Brock Spack's doing right now. He's been talking to his defense saying, let's worry about this series. He's coaching all these substitutes because who knows if they're going to have to open up this competition. So what message does it send to the kids if the coaches give up? Got to respect Brock Spack for continuing to coach his kids down to the last minutes of these games.
Holly has not given up. It's 49-21, sweetheart.
God.
And Ron got fired.
So dismissive.
Okay, that's an example of where it's very dismissive and probably not the best idea. Okay, sweetheart.
Jeez.
Boy, before that, though, you heard how great his play-by-play was. He was so good.
Don't excuse it.
Wrong then, wrong now.
Right. And you can't respect any part of his work because he did wrong things.
Because he said that. All right. Well, yeah, I think you had the best idea. If you have to think about it, should I use the sweetheart card here or
just don't.
Sugar britches
lighten
or
that
whatever
cognitive
it is?
load right now and just say, nope, not even going to think about it because I did think about it for half a second. I'm going to think about it no more and just not do anything.
For you, Gordo, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring back the Jimmy greeting of
Jimmy. I never said his name. Who's Jimmy?
There's a lot of Jimmys in the world.
You're going to start calling me Sugar Britches?
Yeah.
How?
Sugar Plum.
Hey, Angel Face.
Butterfly.
What are you doing, Snooky Lumps?
All right, 8:31 here on the Ticket. He's been waiting in our green room for 48 hours. We're finally going to bring Shorty DeFazio onto the program next with the latest Super Bowl memorabilia.
Patreon.com/sportsgreek.
All right, it's 8:40 on the Ticket, Thursday morning with the Musers. And we've kept this gentleman waiting in our green room now for 48 hours. We got delayed on Tuesday, and then we called Nolan yesterday. So finally, we bring him into the studio. Shorty DeFazio, our memorabilia expert.
boys.
Hey, Shorty, good morning.
I've been out there in the green room like for forever.
Sorry about that.
It's been forever. I don't understand why you guys putting me off.
Well, we had to switch up our schedule a little bit.
It's ridiculous. Hey, my cousin who works on the Touchdown Brother says hello.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He works up there in Philly. You know,
Okay.
that's kind of in the area of the country where my shop is.
Yeah, go ahead and plug your
where
shop.
is it?
All right, it's called Hey, That's an Unusual Item. It's up there from the northeast area.
Yeah.
It's a shop that sells whatnots and bric-a-bracs and things like that. You know, odd items from the sports world.
Great.
All sports memorabilia.
Yeah, sports
Okay.
memorabilia. And since I don't know if some of your viewers have noticed this, but
Listeners.
we have the Super Bowl that's coming up here pretty soon in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Week and a half.
yeah.
A week and a half. And I'm going to be there. I'm taking my stuff out on the road here. Going to set up a shop.
A what?
A shoe op.
It's a shoe op.
Out there to sell some of these items, and I'm on a layover here at DFW.
Okay. Well,
That
maybe
you
we'll see
guys
out
have made
there.
much longer because I've been in the green room
Yeah.
for so long. But I brought a few for you here. Some classic items from Super Bowl
Just
and
in time
playoff
for the Super
histories
Bowl.
of yesteryear.
Well, look at some of this stuff back.
Yeah, let's
that's
look at him.
something.
All right, let's see. We got here. These are some Joe Namath Game 1 pantyhose, $400.
He wore them in the Super Bowl?
Broadway Joe is what they called him.
Yeah.
And he wore pantyhose like all the time for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, $400. I know you're a big fan of Joe, right?
Yeah, sure.
And he's from up there where I am, you know,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania
The Northeast,
area, the
yeah.
Northeast.
The
Yeah.
cradle of quarterbacks.
What? All right, speaking of quarterbacks, we have here, this may go over well here in the DF Dub. That's short for DFW.
Yeah, we got it.
This is a Dak Prescott playoff tanking kit authenticated by Tony Romo.
Okay, come on.
So it's very authentic.
It's
Yeah.
too soon.
$1,500.
I don't think it's going to be big around here.
Here is a Tony Romo playoff tanking kit authenticated by Danny White.
Now stop
Hey,
that.
That's
Hey.
$200.
Hey, he
Stop
made
that.
it to NFC
lot
title
cheaper.
games.
How about this? The Dwight Clark ball,
Whoa.
$7,000.
Wow, from the
The one
catch.
from the catch?
No, this is an actual ball from a botched vasectomy that
Oh,
Dwight
my
got
goodness.
Gosh, I don't. Who would want
towards
to
his
buy
middle
that?
Don't
age
want
there
that.
and everything. That's $7,000.
Dollars.
How about this? We got an Andy Reid bedpan, $200.
Well,
Nobody wants that.
He carries it with him everywhere he goes on the road.
No.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
weird.
And I paid off a housekeeper at one of the hotel rooms. I got it.
Okay.
I got the Andy Reid bedpan. Yeah. How about this? Patrick Mahomes earplugs designed specifically to block out the exact frequencies of Brittany Mahomes' voice. $500.
Boy, that's some kind of technology there.
$500. How about a Travis Kelce douche bro party kit? Complete with Dave Matthews and Beastie Boys CDs, along with hand-drawn pics of Camaros and Dodge Challengers that Travis doodles when he's on the
Hand-drawn, okay.
sidelines. Yeah, that's $600.
I might get that.
Hey, anybody here ever heard of Dan Campbell? Huh?
sure,
Who
yeah.
hasn't heard of Dan Campbell?
Yeah, we
right?
all have.
How about this? Dan Campbell's When to Go For It book. It's one page, and it says all the effing time in a huge font.
That's all it says.
Yeah, that's all it says, $100.
Dollars.
But what?
What?
Bill Belichick rejection letters he sent to all 31 teams that didn't fire him but wanted to hire him, $76.
Boy, you got
That's a
those.
bargain.
You got those fast.
Got those really fast, yeah. Taylor Swift undergarments.
Oh, boy.
The one she actually used while not committing to her moves during the ERAS tour. She's on that tour called ERAS.
Yeah.
And it's
that's what he said.
$300. There you go. And how about any NBA fans here?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
all love the
How about
NBA.
some game worn ballet tights worn by Luca? We see him out there all the time. $500. Hey, what do I know?
Knock 'em around.
Kill me. Knock 'em around.
There he
Those
goes.
are unusual items.
There goes Shorty DeFazio. We'll look for him in Las Vegas.
Thank you, Craig. Brian tweeted out, "There's no better sports talk than Troy Aikman on the Musers. Appointment listening."
Yeah, everybody loves Troy.
Yep.
Always great to have Troy on. Now, we only have him one more time, I guess, after the Super Bowl?
2, I think.
Okay.
So we have next week and then the week after.
Nice. Dusty Bottoms, Texas. Says, every year on my birthday, which was today, so happy birthday, Dusty Bottoms, Texas. When you go through birthdays in Muse, you always mention Pauly Shore, and you missed him today. So, yeah, I guess Pauly Shore, who is a frequent guest of the Musers, at least a multiple
Used
guest.
to be, yeah.
Until Fernando said that he couldn't come here anymore.
Pauly Shore turned 56 today.
Well, happy birthday to Pauly Shore, who lately has been starring in his one-man Richard Simmons crusade. Movies and short films and all sorts of Richard Simmons stuff. This on small town waitress talk, calling you honey or sweetie or that. Mm-hmm. Hawk says small town waitress talk is not limited to men. They say it to my wife too, and she hates it.
Really?
Yeah. Does that mean that it's the waitress calling her sweetie or honey, or there's a male waiter saying it?
I take it that she is also saying that to the wife, which I've seen before, too.
I've seen that, too. Yeah. There's been a move to call female actors and not actresses, but we don't really have that with waitress yet, do we? I think I just mentioned that the other week. There is a gender-neutral term called waitron, but it never caught on.
Yeah.
Waitron.
Server.
Yeah, my server. Okay, and this may, once again, no.
Is this table talk?
Absolutely.
Table
this
talk
is completely safe, yeah. I don't know how women feel about it. But me personally, I like the ESS ending. There's something very beautiful and pretty about waitress or actress.
I agree.
Yeah.
But if that is in any way offensive, then I completely disavow that I just said that. So, but yeah, I may not read that correctly, so I just wanted to share that. LeBron's Ice Cream tweeted, about 2 years ago, Gordon, I was just buying groceries and the cashier told me my shirt looked good on me. I said, thanks, I'll wear this again. And it's still my favorite shirt because I feel so confident in it.
See there?
I'm telling
you. See what
you.
a nice comment can do for somebody?
And I understand that women are in an awkward position because they don't want to compliment a guy because they're afraid that guy may interpret it as they're leading him on or they're showing interest in him romantically, and they don't want the guy to misinterpret it. But if you find yourself in a situation in which you can give someone a compliment and you feel safe giving it to him, by all means do it.
Yes.
Because we will remember it to our dying day. It's so wild. I mean, I'll read postings about it online when people get to talking about it, and some guys are talking, they'll say, I've had 2 compliments my entire life.
Gosh.
It's terrible.
And like the last one was 17 years ago. Men will remember it. Meanwhile, girls oftentimes, oh, that looks great on you. You look cute. Oh my goodness. They hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Guys, we never hear nothing. So anyway, this comes to us from Scott. He says, do not call Janet Jackson's breast a floppy, sir. And he's talking to George there.
No, that was you that did that. I've never said that.
One, so
and
that's
you've said
George.
it now for 20 years.
What? I have not.
Uh-huh.
And that's in reference to the Super Bowl halftime show, which was 20 years ago.
Today.
20 years ago today, when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson were performing, and he sang the classy Christian line of, I'm going to have your clothes off by the end of this song. I think that's the line. Mm-hmm. He rips off a Velcroed chest piece of her outfit, and it revealed her breasticy with nipple jewelry on. It was like a sun, it seemed like. I remember a silver sun that was pasted around her.
There it is.
All right. There it is. There is Janet, you mean?
No, I meant there is the silver sun you were talking about.
Okay. Who's getting on to me for saying floppy? Who?
Nothing wrong with it. Hey, I'm fine.
I don't know that it's floppy.
Yeah,
it's pushed up there.
What's wrong with floppy?
It's fine.
What's wrong with
How do
floppy?
you see floppy there?
What's wrong with it?
How do you see floppy?
With my eyes?
Jeez.
She's wearing like a push-up dress, so they're pushed up.
So the only people that we know of that got in trouble for that incident at the Super Bowl were MTV, because they produced the halftime show.
They got canned.
Janet Jackson, who for some reason people blamed it on her, and JT got away with it scot-free. His career went up when hers went down. And the three of us. Those are the only people that suffered consequences. Fat Rambo official says, I'm lost and do not recall at all. How did Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake's Super Bowl moment get the Musers suspended for a week?
Three of us and Jillian and Fernando.
Right.
There were five
Everybody.
of us plus
The whole
Janet,
crew.
plus Janet
Right.
and MTV.
So it happened in a roundabout way. That happened at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden the FCC started really cracking down on, hey, we need to clean up what's going on over the airwaves. And they cracked down on radio for some reason. And everybody was really scared about the FCC coming down hard on radio stations. And, you can lose your license as a radio station. Mm-hmm. So there was an effort to make sure that nobody cussed on air, no one said anything that was too vulgar. It was this whole campaign of let's get right with the Lord. And we were out on that May for Cinco de Mayo, I believe, and I had a wireless microphone out on the street, and I was talking to a guy, and he was telling us about Cinco de Mayo. His favorite thing to do is get with white women on Cinco de Mayo, I guess.
Yeah.
And he said, I said, why do you prefer white women? He said, was his actual statement because they like to hoover roosters?
Yeah.
Something like that. And George said, not the ones I know. And we thought we had dumped it, but we had run out of delay because of some earlier things he had said.
He cussed earlier, yeah.
And so that went out over the air.
And Corby called us and said...
and hey, that was out over the air. Now, meanwhile, the hard line was already under investigation by the FCC because someone thought that they had heard an S-bomb go out over their show. And it was a completely bogus thing. It was... Someone said the word "it" right after someone was saying "shh, shh, shh, shh." Somebody was doing that. Somebody was doing like a cymbal sound. I think Mike was doing a cymbal sound, and Corby said "it" right afterwards, and it sounded like the word, the S word. Well, that launched this formal investigation. So they were investigating that. We knew we'd prevail on that, but we were worried that if the FCC got another complaint about us, that they would start turning their attention on the station. So the station got proactive and said, well, we're going to have to take a hardline stance against the Musers and show the FCC that we mean business about being a Christian radio station. And so they suspended us for a week without pay.
Even though none of us on the cruise
we didn't say
anything.
But we allowed this other guy on the air that said something.
Yeah.
And that's how Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson got the Musers suspended for a week without pay.
Remember my kids saying, "Why are you home, Dad?" Well,
it's,
just taking a few days off.
Just one of those weird things, kids. Okay, there's a new thing that I want you guys to watch on the Netflix. I've recommended American Nightmare. And hold on, I got to get this pulled up here. Well, there's a new one on Netflix that's called The Greatest Night in Pop. You want to guess what that's about?
The Greatest Night in Pop.
Well,
was it about a award show? Was something great happened?
It was about the recording of this song right here. And this is going to be
A We Are the World song, or
it is a We Are the World song called We Are the World. Yes.
well, there's Do They Know It's Christmas Time? I thought it was one.
That
of
was
those.
a different group.
Yeah.
That was the British musicians that were doing that. And then we responded over here in America. USA for Africa was the name of the album, the band, the organization who recorded this song, We Are the World.
There comes a time.
See if you can name all the singers.
Lionel Richie.
When we heed
Yep.
a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying.
Stevie?
Oh, when it's time to lend a hand
Paul Simon?
to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on
Kenny Rogers. Yes.
pretending day by day that somewhere
Al
will soon make a change. We all a part of
Dionne Warwick.
God's great
Tina
big
Turner.
family. And the truth, you know, love is all
Billy
we
Joel.
need.
Is that Michael?
It's either Michael or Diana. I think it's Diana Ross. No, that's Diana Ross. So that was Michael and Diana. Now here's Dionne Warwick. She sounds great. I love this line.
Yeah.
This is the greatest night in pop history.
Who's that?
Willie.
Yep.
As God has shown us, by turning stone to bread.
Greatness.
And so we all must lend a helping
Wait,
That sounds like Al
Yeah, that's Al Jarreau. Sorry.
We are the world. We are
No idea. Bruce Springsteen. Kenny Loggins. Get ready. Everybody shut up. Here's the best part.
Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make
Great
a better
Steve Perry.
day.
Daryl Hall.
And then Daryl Hall. Michael.
But if you just believe, there's nowhere we
Huey
can
Lewis.
find.
Yeah, greatness.
She's great.
What an over singer. Oh, they let a rat
Cyndi
in
Lauper.
there to sing.
Stand together as one.
We get it. We get it. Thank you.
We get it.
Oh.
I always thought this was such a weak song. Great cause. Awesome
Gosh,
cause.
they wwere raising money
I know.
to fight the
It's a terrible
famine
thing to
going on in
say.
Africa in 1985.
It was not as good as Do They Know
No,
It's Christmas Time?
Not at all. And
maybe not as good a
lot of
song, but it was a
I can't
huge
believe you're
event.
Not bagging on you bag on every song from the 80s with that ridiculous
Don't talk
keyboard.
to Craig that way.
I'm talking to you.
Oh. No, I thought it was awesome. The fact they got all those people in the same room recording it at the same
Did they have
time.
to EQ the keys like that?
It was huge. And people say that this is an incredibly nostalgic watch to watch this documentary called The Greatest Night in Pop.
I'm out. I'm good.
Dude.
We good.
And I'm interested to see the background footage on this because I know that I've seen this before. I guess there was a documentary, a short film that came out at the time of them making this behind the scenes. And they showed alternate takes. And there was one alternate take of Steve Perry's that I thought was even better than what he sang in the real song.
That's the only reason we're doing this, so we can hear a Steve Perry line.
So here we go.
Oh, this is the one they didn't
Yeah.
use? Okay.
It's Kenny Loggins.
So let's start giving.
Take it to him.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we're making.
That's awesome, and you know it. You search
I
your
like
ball
that. I
sack
think
right
they-
now, and you'll find the truth.
I think they went with the wrong one, just the wrong song.
I will say this. Looking at the picture of all of them together, that's pretty cool.
That's a lot of
Yes.
stars there, no doubt.
That is a lot of star power in one little area.
Yeah. No doubt.
How many billions of dollars is that right there?
Oh, my God.
It's huge. It was written by Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson, produced by Quincy Jones. And they put it out there, and I bought it. Everybody bought it. It was huge. And that, I think, is that, and, of course, the Band-Aid Do They Know It's Christmas by the Band-Aid Project is what led to
Live Aid?
Live Aid, yeah. Which gave us iconic performances by our favorite band, U2.
You're not in the club anymore. We kicked you out. We kicked you out of the fan club.
Bono was so drunk at Live Aid.
There?
That's okay.
They pulled off a great performance.
It was a great performance. I'll give you that.
Especially Bad. That was awesome. The song Bad.
Yes, the song Bad was great. Anyway, it's called The Greatest Night in Pop. It's on Netflix, and anybody wants a nostalgic look back at the 80s, and particularly 1985, that night when they recorded We Are the World all night. And boy, in the background footage, you can see how annoyed Steve Perry's getting at Cyndi Lauper.
Well, how could you not?
It's really tense.
Like she comes in singing like a Billy Goat.
He's sitting over there looking so impatient. Of course, he's Steve Perry. He's one of the greatest voices of all time. And you can see he gets annoyed when people aren't hitting their notes.
Oh, really?
And he's in the background trying to tell them what harmony you need. No, it's this note.
Is he really?
Yeah.
And now he can't hit any of those.
All right. And
what?
Okay.
Come on, don't be a jerk.
Fine. There's a lot of great athletes who can't play like they used to either.
It's sad to me that his voice is totally thrashed beyond recognition.
You don't have to go that hard at him
They had to have
right?
an online competition
Just
to
say that
replace him.
his voice is aged. You'd word it that way. All right, the end.
Okay, thank you. That is the corner, 9:32 on the ticket. Coming up next.
So we got to slide into the DMs, and Justin Montemayor will send us news.
Hey, Monty, send news.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Justin.
We might have to
Find a new
relabel this
anchor?
segment. No, I'm good, bro. Although, being in a ticker has gotten to my head.
I'm new here.
This segment might be too big, too little for me now. But no, we might need to rename the segment just airline news, because we got plenty
more.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple.
We're the show of airplanes.
Yeah, that's true.
I know that's vague, but we are.
You come by it honestly because of your dad,
right? Yeah. No one else has captainship
that's
in
right.
their blood. But we have a couple of here. We have one, including a vape pen. And another with an old lady showing her anus.
Yes.
Let's start with the vape pen. That's that.
Which one hits close to home with me?
The heinous?
You love both.
I do.
Vaping and old ladies.
Sometimes both at the same time.
So a British couple flying on their honeymoon was headed out, and they were headed to Greece. You know, that's a pretty nice destination spot, I suppose, for a honeymoon. Why not?
They were departing.
Yeah. Go see where Thanasis was born. When crew members notice smoke coming from a seat, they go over there, and they notice 43-year-old Christopher Thompson hitting his vape pen. They tell him, excuse me, sir, we can't do that here.
Good day, mate.
That's prohibited, sir.
I don't know if you've kept up with the world, but we don't kind of do that on airplanes. And the guy started to get belligerent. Said, no, I bought my ticket. I can do what I want.
So is that an automatic fine if they see you do it once? Because the signs in the bathroom say you can be fined up to $2,000.
Well, I think originally
caught smoking or vaping,
they kind of want to just avoid confrontation, so they just say, hey, put it out. And if you're like 99% of people, you probably just put it out and there's no more problems. But this dude continued to fight back. They get the captain involved. The captain has to come over, say, hey, you need to put that out or we're going to have to stop the flight. He tells the captain to F off.
Ooh.
Wow.
And they end up having to cancel the flight, and they have to deboard. I'm sure the rest of the flight was super happy with this dude. And then they caught video of him walking out, asking for his lawyer. He's still hitting the vape pen, and now, like everyone, blaming alcohol on his bad behavior.
Okay,
the two go together.
I have a question. I've never vaped. Is it that good? Smoked a cigarette.
Oh.
You know. But is vaping that good?
I mean, it changed the whole country's policy. You know what I mean? Like, it got to the president.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't ever do it. It's not good. From what I've
convenient,
from what
though.
I've heard.
You can charge it right there on your laptop.
Yeah, you
Say
can.
you're doing a little DQ talk.
Yeah.
Just charge your vape while you're talking.
It doesn't feel very organic when you can just charge it on your laptop.
You don't think it's from Mother Earth?
You're going to put that in your body.
The worst are
I trust science.
when people are like, "Oh yeah, it's better for you than smoking cigarettes." I'm like, "Okay, why?" Oh, it just is because it's been around for 8 years and
It's
there's
almost
so
like
much
you're
research
firing
on it.
cigarettes without knowing who your next coach. It has to be better because we know what cigarettes do. The other story here is from a 60-year-old woman.
It's our interstitial.
Named Dolce Huertas.
Okay, you said a old woman. I wouldn't say 60 is old. You could be well put together at 60.
Would you want to see a 60-year-old woman's anus?
I mean, who are we talking about?
I mean, I can show you this lady.
Okay.
Not that part, but the rest of her.
Yeah, I want to see her.
Okay.
Yeah, what if it's Jodie Foster? I mean,
Jodie
maybe.
Foster is fine.
Is she your go-to 60-year-old?
Now she is.
Now she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, something happened
And
on,
she's a little freaky, too.
Something happened in True Detective?
I mean, you
Did
need
you go
to
full Daddario?
catch up. No, but catch up.
So this is a Philadelphia woman who was on a Frontier flight
Red flag. All
from
right.
Orlando back to Philly this week. She was charged with interference with flight crew members and attendants, simple assault, and indecent exposure as flight attendants served her a couple of cocktails on the flight. There you go. Go ahead and set it up.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, Huertas got out of her seat and said, "I gotta go pee."
Mark.
Hear that again.
Might need that.
Goodness.
Yeah, you're gonna add that to your little log over there.
15 minutes.
So she says, "I gotta go pee," and they are trying to land. And of course, then you need to have your seatbelt on. And she's like, "Look, I gotta go." She starts pushing people out of the way. She has to get to the front of the plane. She's getting stopped at this point by flight attendants. They're telling her, "No, you can't go right now. You can't get off the plane. You can't."
Hey, stop!
At which point, she pulls down her old lady pants.
Oh, no.
Says, "Sorry, everybody."
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
And squats in the middle of the aisle.
Oh.
Now,
It's worse because you're
apparently-
trying to get everybody mentally ready.
Oh.
yeah. She probably hadn't groomed in 30
Hey.
years.
Okay.
She's only 60.
I'm just
She's
talking
not that
statistically.
old.
Yeah. Like,
60's not old.
she was 30 when the ticket came about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't using the weed
I
whacker
need to
back then.
I need to see the picture of this woman.
Okay,
for
I'll
science.
send it to you. But she, apparently she got all the way down to the make water position, but did not actually urinate. So I guess she got a little stage fright,
She was
maybe.
holding it in.
Well, it's different when you have to do it in front of, you know, 200 people on a 777.
And everybody's got their iPhones out.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh.
And so she's unsuccessful peeing, but there were women and children around her,
Oh, my gosh.
and so she was splashing her 60-year-old backside and underside, and that'll get you indecent exposure.
Man.
Well,
They should have. Why can't they just let her go?
yeah.
Like to the
I know
bathroom?
yes. I know you're not supposed to get up, but if there's an emergency, and you usually don't think of one as the emergency, but like if she said she was going to be sick, or if she had a number 3 situation that she said, would they then let her go?
Like she ate a bad filet of
Yeah.
fish.
Boy, that's bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have airline rules for a reason, man. You know?
We need to get a flight attendant just to be our correspondent for news every week. Because we have so many
They probably
airline
have
questions.
their own stories they could give us, you
That's
know?
true.
We need to find the sweet spot flight attendant.
Surely Captain Bill has some old flight attendants in his Rolodex, right?
I don't
He has some
know.
numbers?
He was very professional.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a colleague.
He retired a long time ago.
Yeah.
We'll find someone newer to the business. Someone
currently-
younger.
currently
yeah.
in the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need that.
I want to hear about the old days when people were flying in suits.
All the cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to hear about that too.
The Wild Wild West. So in an Atlanta McDonald's,
Wah, wah.
Red
a
flag.
mother of 4, Tamanika Woods, was shot and killed after an argument over missing food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Missing food is
What was missing?
Doesn't say what exactly was missing.
Like a McRib? Okay. That's not around all the
Yeah.
time. Maybe.
They just brought it back.
And they're trying to calmly explain to her, or she wanted some ice cream maybe, and they're like, no,
Oh, that's just never
you got to
gonna
know what's going on with us.
That is a good bit, by the way.
Yeah, but apparently
Yeah.
they went back up to the counter, her and her sister, to talk about the missing food.
The McFlurry thing, Ham.
Gunshots were fired and killed.
If they ever mess your food up at a fast food restaurant, and maybe this can be the invasion does the am I a jerk now? Don't ever complain to a fast food worker about messed up food.
Is this your don't be that person?
Don't be that person. Yes, we do don't be that person. Because you're paying cheap money for your food. It's fast food. You go through the drive-thru, they hand it to you. If they give you a chicken instead of a burger, just eat it. Just take it. You're not going out to you're not going out to a fancy restaurant.
Or if you just
They've
calmly
got a
say,
lot
hey,
going on. Just take it.
Well, you could
It's fast food.
you could actually like weigh your frustration and be like, "Hey, excuse me, this was wrong. Here's my receipt. Could
No,
we get this fixed?"
don't even do
back
that.
down.
Just take it.
No,
Will
I
you
think that's
call
okay.
later.
Yeah, you can actually be a civilized human and be
Get
like,
what you ordered.
This is a mistake. Please, can I just say please?
But on this person's headstone, it's going to say "killed in a McDonald's."
Yeah,
And then the
or
person that
McChicken.
goes to jail is
Why
going to
would
say,
they get that?
They got McShot.
"Big shot."
Oh God.
My mom was always big on if one thing was wrong, call back up
No.
there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really about that. They'd have to make a pretty big error for me to call up there and try to get something
Like
completely
mayonnaise.
missing something.
Like if you're at a nice sit-down restaurant, would you send food back? Like how messed up does it have to be, or wrong is the
It'd
order?
have to be undercooked.
Under
Or
Yeah.
overcooked. If I order a medium rare
Overcooked, I'm
steak and
probably
I get a
just-
well done,
I'm probably
sorry.
just chewing the leather.
Nah.
Yeah, mayonnaise or mustard is a send back.
Oh,
Or
Ham.
ranch.
You have too many restrictions. That's
I just don't
frustrating
like
to me.
things.
Ham
I
will get a
know.
corn dog at a Tex-Mex restaurant and send it back.
Very rarely do I
Hey,
just
you
say
can't mess up a corn dog.
when I go to fast food restaurant, I'll just order what's on the menu and I eat it as
just
it comes.
take it.
And you know
Exactly.
what? It's usually delicious.
It's fine.
They make it that way for
Yeah.
a reason.
Now, what if you go to a restaurant and you order
It's delicious.
Yeah.
whatever you order, they give you the wrong food? Has that ever happened? We just be like,
Like the completely wrong.
the complete
dish.
wrong order.
Yeah, maybe
Not
somebody
really.
on the line screwed up. Yes, that's happened.
That's happened to me, and they've sat it down. I'm like, that kind of looks good. I'm just going to eat it.
right.
Like a nice surprise. Like I wasn't expecting
As
this.
long as the price is comparable.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, yeah, whatever.
Or if they still charge you for the other one, and okay, take this.
There is something satisfying about asking for no tomatoes on my burger, and they put them on there and just flinging them at their window
flinging
as I
at the
drive
face.
off and watching it roll down.
You don't want all the good vitamins and nutrients from a
No.
tomato?
Tomatoes suck.
That does happen a
Disagree.
lot. Every time you say no tomatoes, there's always tomatoes on the burger.
Just eat the tomatoes.
it happens
You'll like it.
every time.
Sound
It's
like
good
your
for you.
parents.
I know.
Tomatoes are dumb.
There's plenty of vegetables I'll eat, but not that one. Not
And
like
go
ham.
on.
Ham's probably never had a tomato in his whole life.
Have you? Yeah. How many tomatoes have you ingested?
They
Ketchup
sneak
doesn't
in there
count.
every once in a while,
If
but
you,
I try
you
to
like
pick it out.
ketchup,
Ketchup's different.
that's
It's a different
tomatoes
thing.
and sugar.
It's a bunch of sugar, yeah.
In
Yeah.
your life, have you consumed an entire tomato?
Hell no.
Just in your days of eating food?
No, they're gross.
How many days are we now on the new vitamin?
We're up to day 9 now.
He's day 9 into a new vitamin.
Did you get
folks.
boosted today?
And I'm boosted.
You already drinking
Hell
Boost.
yeah.
Yeah. He whipped that
That's
out.
the most breaking thing we've had in news today is Ham's on vitamins.
and he's
Gummy
able
vitamins.
He's able to keep it down.
Okay.
Flintstones?
No, not Flintstones. Big
And
boy gummy vitamins.
his wife didn't have to ball it up in a little piece of cheddar.
Yeah. And then he eats the cheese but spits it out
And,
like the dog.
and rub it on his
crap,
gums.
we got to
He
do it
actually
again.
just ate
Get
it
the
of his
peanut
own-
butter.
Of his own volition.
You know
How
what?
about that?
One of these weekends, I'm going to hang out with Ham, and we're just going to drink Boost. We're going to have some Boost.
Let's do it. I got one we can split in here.
Some Boost Bros.
Split.
Yeah,
We can split it. Not a whole one. Don't get crazy.
take some Boost to Vegas. You might need the
Yeah,
extra
you
new.
might
fit
actually
in.
need it.
Yeah, going to go pretty hard next week.
Yeah. All right, there's your
Let's
news.
go. All right. There you
Thanks.
go, Justin.
That was good.
Once again, The Ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck. And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
I got to go pee.
You do that, Justin. It's the sweet spot.
Yes.
Sean Bass, David Mino. And at 2:54, it's my Boost Bro Ham.
Thank you, fellow booster Mino. E.T.'s Market and Bakery
You're
and
welcome.
GiveMeTheVin.com brings you BM lover Monty.
See what happens if you take his boost. He can't talk no more. At least make it worthwhile.
Well, look what we have in here.
Okay.
We got some Boosty.
Yeah.
All right.
Chuck.
I can't believe he
Not
shared it
chugging
with
this.
us.
Chuck.
Yeah, this is the stash, the secret stash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a suppository of boosts.
Okay.
What?
A what?
Suppository.
A repository?
Yeah.
That too.
I don't think it's supposed to
Suppository
go up
is
there.
A little different.
The school book suppository.
But we'll see if this fits, huh?
Don't mind the chocolate then.
So what is this, like a chocolate
Damn.
soldier or a Yoo-hoo? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And it's good for you.
You didn't bring it up for the hard
Hey,
line,
Snake.
but that's fine.
We're having Boost.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're
Sorry,
trying to.
it's a new Thursday
they're trying
tradition.
to be built like ham.
Yeah, it's Boost Thursday.
Is he the only 35-year-old on the planet that is required to drink Boost to help put on weight?
To stay
You know-
alive.
Yeah, that's the opposite of soda.
Not bad. I see why you like this.
I imagine drinks to put on weight taste pretty good.
One of these after a workout, I feel like it would hit the spot.
I do love the fact it says
Which spot?
It says Nestle
That
Sweet
one.
spot.
It's the sweet
Health Science. So a
Yeah.
chocolate company has a health science division.
Yeah. And your doctor said you needed this?
No, I take it recreationally.
One more time.
Recreationally.
He said he had a suppository
Yeah,
full.
cannonballs onto it.
Recreationally.
Oh, I didn't even see he was here today.
Feed your lawn.
Well, there is the hard line.
Feed it.
They are like Aaron Rodgers. They are unboosted. You got Corby, Dave, and Bob.
Corby.
Dave.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Bob.
Now, would you drink one of those every single day of your life in order to stay alive?
Sure.
10 grams
I don't
of
need it to
protein,
live.
Because if he doesn't drink
I'm
one
not-
by 4 o'clock, he passes.
Not a big
What?
fan of chocolate milk, but
27 vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, it has all of them.
get you a workout
That's every
in
one
a-
of them.
in a cold chocolate milk.
Oh, yeah.
Hits
Thanks.
the sweet spot.
Between that and the 27 flavors in Dr. Pepper, he said,
Now just mix those together.
I have been.
"You don't think this man orders the Dr. Pepper shake when he goes to W?
Oh.
You're crazy."
Yeah.
What he does, our little medical miracle. Today is Thursday, February the 1st, the 32nd day of 2024, 334 days left in the year. On this date in 1861, Texas seceded from the Union.
Hell yes.
Yep.
We're going to do it again.
We had
Damn
it
right.
once.
Should have never gone back. Who's this?
Why did we go back?
Who's this? Secede Man.
That's my brother.
Secede Man.
I'm Secede Man Jr.
Oh, hey.
You're from the famous Secede family, aren't you?
Yep.
You guys got any more content, or you just have
No, we just want to secede, Monty.
Okay.
Just
I'm
want
sure
to
we'll
secede.
hear from them in a few minutes.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think of Dak?
Oh, boy.
Well, he ain't no Roger, I'll tell you that.
Ain't my quarterback.
No, no.
Nope.
You guys like the way John Daniels built this roster?
Hey, wasn't the Emancipation Proclamation today?
You're thinking of Juneteenth.
Kind of scared to ask, to be
You were
honest.
kind of just scared that it was Black History Month over there, Secede Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
We did talk to your friend
When is-
Jackie Robinson yesterday.
Hey, when is White History Month?
Yeah. We don't get enough.
Well, see.
Where's WET?
Anyway.
Anyway.
All right, we'll check back in with you later on in the show.
Enjoy your boost.
Secede Man and Secede Man Jr. On this date in 1962, the MLB's National League released its first 162-game schedule. Bad bit.
Too many.
Yep.
What year?
1962.
It was an expansion year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they still didn't have enough going on in 1962.
Yeah.
Like, we need more baseball games.
Yeah, let's just keep filling the time with baseball.
Do 2 a day sometimes.
That's a lot of baseball.
All right, I'm a little worried. We're going to hear from Secede Man and Jr. again. In 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. and 700 demonstrators arrested in Selma, Alabama.
Should have thrown them off the bridge.
Alabama should have seceded too.
They did.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
You two look very close to the same age. When did you have your son?
He's my brother.
And his son.
Your son is your brother?
Yeah.
Huh. It's a complicated family tree.
Interesting.
Makes sense, right?
I love him though. We're gay as hell.
Lovers.
Yeah.
In 1968, Vince Lombardi stepped down as NFL Green Bay Packers head coach.
You got a seal here.
But everything's going to be fine, though. We're just going to find someone, and it's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, he played for the Packers.
I want to say there was somebody between him and Dan Devine, but now I'm wondering.
It was a dark day for
it
the
might have
Packer
been Dan
pals.
Devine.
Who was the other guy you said yesterday? Keith Lombardi?
Yeah, Michael Lombardi, who, by the way,
well, Bob,
who, by the way, has been on the station like 1,000 times.
I asked Bob yesterday if Don Shula was on Lombardi's staff, and he goes, Vince? I'm like, no, Keith.
Bob, we had 3 seasons of
Jerry Tagg,
Phil Bankston.
Oh, Phil Bankston, okay.
Jay Lombardo.
488 win percentage.
Taggy.
There's Bing Crosby's house.
Yeah, Jay Lombardo, the
That's where he beat
clothier,
his
was
kids.
his defensive coordinator.
I would just say there are 2 other significant, not nearly as significant, but significant Lombardis in the game. One was a GM, and one is, I think, still an OC. Come on,
Jay
man.
Lombardo and I went double down at the Horseshoe Casino. He won.
Of course.
Sam cracked himself up.
If you were ever to change your name,
Heard those in so long.
as an up-and-coming coach, you should change your last name to Lombardi.
Just kind of force your own nepotism.
Or Belichick.
In 1978, director Roman Polanski skipped bail in the U.S. and fled to France after pleading guilty to charges of engaging in sex with a 13-year-old girl.
He should have used the pedo phone.
The pedo pod.
Is that the Berman bit you guys have where you try to get him to mention Roman Polanski?
That was a
Super
Gordon
Bowl.
thing.
Is that a Gordon thing?
Yeah, that was a media day thing.
Okay.
I thought you tried to get him to do it in the home run
Last
derby.
time I saw him at Media Day.
Polanski?
Yeah, Polanski snuck into the U.S. to go to Media Day. No, Berman was... This had to have been 15 years ago, and he could barely walk. And he was probably like 55 or something like that. He looked terrible. Remember that?
Was Leather with him?
Who's that?
The You're With Me Leather Berman story? Come on.
Anyone?
Nobody? All right. You know what?
Yeah, Leather.
The game's passing me by.
Wild line.
Oh, Leather.
In 1978, again, sorry to see, gentlemen, Harriet Tubman, the first African-American woman to be honored on the U.S. postage stamp.
Black girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I give her credit.
Send those letters straight to the dump.
She had a cool bit going underground.
It was a cool bit.
Yeah, what? And that railroad underground, like Richie Witt had a whole town down there.
Yeah, that's who she was trying to emulate.
She had a railroad.
In a par 3.
She's ahead of her time.
On this date in 2003, while returning to Earth from an orbital mission, U.S. Space Shuttle Columbia broke up catastrophically at an altitude of about 40 miles over Texas, killing all 7 crewmen.
During the rant.
Rant, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had live coverage.
You guys have it set at 73 in here.
We don't.
What is the matter?
Grandpa Lewis has it set at that.
Well, then change
The
it.
ghost of Fernando puts it at that.
Yeah.
He does hover around in here.
Right. You need to sweat.
Fernando Mania.
Oh, look at Rory's hoodie.
Boy, everybody's wearing a hoodie at
No.
Pebble.
Is Anthony Kim wearing one?
Stay tuned.
Dooku Kim?
Okay.
Tiger's friend? In 2004,
It's true.
we had a wardrobe malfunction as Janet Jackson's breast was exposed during the halftime show of the Super Bowl, resulting in U.S. broadcasters adopting a stronger adherence to FCC censorship guidelines.
It looked like a raisinette.
So,
got a big email after that.
20-year anniversary.
What have
Pretty
we
cool.
learned?
Yep.
Let's ask Gandhi.
Gandhi, tell us the Seed Man Jr. about Nipplegate.
Do not your nipple on the TV.
We've learned that dudes can do whatever the hell they want and there's no consequences.
Yeah. Hey, how'd old Gandhi get in my room?
Gandhi.
Goodness.
That's fun times.
Yeah.
In 2014, Ray Guy became the first punter elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Where's
Punting
DJ?
great Ray Guy died this morning.
Have you taught Wells about Ray Guy yet?
Have not.
Have you punted him?
This is for Ray.
Just a gentle punt.
I've only deep snapped him.
Just like into the pistol formation.
Marissa's the holder.
Yeah.
And on the state in 2022 and 2023, Tom Brady announces his retirement from the NFL.
Are you serious?
But only one of them stuck.
Or has it?
That's true. Greg Olson's hoping so.
He played one more year because he was mad at Adam Schefter.
That's awesome.
A spite season.
Courage.
All right, P1 birthdays today. I missed this one yesterday. Hey, Justin. Don't know how to get this one on air, but wanted to wish my best friend Jay a happy 29th birthday.
And Jay
A great
Lombardo-
basketball coach in Garland at Lakeview Centennial. P1 request for drop I'm a Man, I'm 40. He's an OK State grad.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
What a great moment.
Hello, Monty. My name is Chad. I'm turning 47 today. My leader is Bob, since he is one of the few that talks about hockey.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you do. He'd love to hear a brag off between Corby and Bob to see who is the winner. That from Chad Webb.
Well, actually, I'm going to record it because I'm going to Group Love tonight.
Need more brags.
I believe my daughter had a friend named Blanche recently.
Yeah, you know, I was such a Smiths junkie. In high
Again,
school.
you need more.
Got a shallow well, apparently.
Sometimes the rotator just gets stuck. It happens.
Look at y'all
I
talking
remember.
shop over there.
Yeah.
Quick
Just
hockey
talking
tape.
game.
I think the Blues might make the playoffs.
Ooh.
888.
Disagree.
787. You hear that,
Yeah,
Chad?
no way.
Is that
Not
what
a
you signed up
chance.
for, Chad?
With that blue line?
Dearest Monty, it's my birthday. I'd love a shout out from my favorite fake leg, no leg leader. I'm turning 31 today. You, a can of snakes empty into another can, and Heart Attack Man are my leaders. I'd love a joke from L4G, but I don't think he's with us. Stay hard from Caleb.
Everybody pray for L4G.
Yeah, he's having a tough time right now. Hey, Monty, it is my 48th or Eric Gagne birthday.
I haven't watched TV in 6 or 7 months.
That's great. I did not wake up in that special way as I have too few women and too many ribs. Ham is my leader. I would love to hear Davey serenade me with Sinead O'Connor. Thank you from Alan.
I do know Mandingo.
I do know.
I do.
I don't
Okay.
have one friend who has a son.
Okay.
That's not that great of a brag.
I've not had a milkshake in like 20 years.
That's
have a
pretty
boost.
good.
Ham can change it.
That's
Yeah.
very Derek from Step Brothers.
I still have never seen the Mighty Ducks.
Still.
Really?
No.
I spent the week.
I was like
traveling
30 when it
again.
came out. Why am I going to watch the Mighty Ducks?
D2 is better.
To make Bob happy. He loves hockey.
The boys never wanted to fire that up?
I don't think they know that exists.
Hockey?
They know hockey exists.
Like if Connor McDavid walked into your house right now, would they care at all?
He could
Because
walk
I
in
like
here
Raymond
right now.
Mono.
I
He's a
wouldn't
big
know.
Raymond junkie.
No.
D2 is not better.
Dude,
Uh-oh.
watch your mouth.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Tension.
Sorry, Lando. I think you're doing a great job.
D2 much better.
Keep playing those cuts.
Boy, the depth,
Iceland.
the depth in the Atlantic, Bob. 60.
All right, we don't need very surface level hockey talk. I am Kevin Coates at P1. My dad was an OG Day 1 P1. Today, my son, Luca James Coates, turns 3 years old. His leaders are the Musers, and he'd love to hear the hot dog drop that makes him laugh.
Luca.
Hot dog.
And
That's it.
Dear Stumpy Mo, I'd like to wish P1 Tom Dothit a happy birthday shout out. Also wanting an L4G joke, but that guy just doesn't care about the P1s apparently.
No. I mean, once we get Kapanen back after the All-Star break,
all right, put them both
from his lower body injury.
2-minute minor.
I watch football every weekend. I'll watch it tonight. I love this sport.
Look, you guys dared him to find more. And he did it. All right, birthdays today. Garrett Morris is 87.
Wow, he's still alive.
And yelling at you.
The biggest spare on Saturday Night Live.
Happy birthday, Garrett.
But happy birthday.
Linus Roach is 60. He played Thomas Wayne in Batman Begins.
Do you think JT Poston knows that on the 10th green he can get Uncrustables like 50 yards from there? That awesome Pebble halfway house.
I would imagine they're all aware.
Yeah.
That they can get peanut butters and jellies.
Is that allowed during a PGA tournament?
Imagine an Uncrustable and a boost.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Dude.
The strength of 10 men.
A guy who I once thought was the funniest man in the world, Pauly Shore, 56.
Buddy.
A ticket's own.
Whizzing the jet.
I think he hit on Fernando.
I would love to.
He did. I saw it.
Yep.
Right.
I'd love to peruse the Monty all-time comic ratings.
I mean, if you want Mount Rushmore, you already got Pauly and KJ.
Is he gay?
Have you watched the
Pauly
new
Shore gay?
Kevin James thing on Prime?
So.
No, I've been
I don't
pretty
care.
let down by KJ since King of Queens, so I try to stay away.
He looks like he went on soda.
I don't know what he did.
He got rid of some of that King of Queens weight.
Yeah. We don't have the money to keep up with that same eating lifestyle
Boy,
anymore.
I hope Xander's ball had a life jacket on it.
Patrick Wilson, the drummer of Weezer, 55.
Weezer.
Michael C. Hall from Dexter and 6 Feet Under, 53.
Oh, Dexter, why are you killing people late at night when the children are sleeping?
Terrible end to a
Hey,
great
Rita.
show. Really disappointing.
Hey,
Barely remember the ending.
Hey, Sarah Koenig.
Not even close.
Tego Calderon, 52.
Calderon.
Oh, Dexter.
Big Boy of Outcast, 49.
Dexter, are you still murdering people?
Dexter, have you met Adnan?
And he got brought down by the Nisha call.
Oh, what about Nisha?
Corby, are you sitting down?
No, yeah.
Brace yourself.
I hope you wore loose-fitting pants today, because turning 45, Jason Isbell.
Whoa. Stop everything.
Whoa.
God.
And you came to work today.
Oh, yeah, he did. And at work.
So to speak.
I probably should get in my car and just go find him right now.
He's probably at a Chuck E. Cheese or something, Discovery Zone.
Do you have his phone number?
No, I've never met him.
Could you get his phone number?
Oh, I've met him. Yeah, I've met him.
He's going DZ at the Discovery Zone.
Yeah.
Could I get his phone number?
Yeah. Like by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, because
I think you could have it by the
call
hotline.
Grohl and get it.
Rhett has it.
Yeah, Shiflet or Rhett, somebody.
He could definitely have it by the cold open. Lauren
But
Conrad.
I've never asked for it. I don't need it.
Lauren Conrad, 38.
We're asking for
Loco.
Okay.
Harry Styles, excuse me, Big Harry Styles, 30.
He could get any guy or girl.
Mm-hmm. You think he could get Secede Man?
Well, I already told you, we're homo as hell.
They'd love it.
Yeah.
This is just a front.
Yeah. That three-man train.
Sports birthdays today, turning 61.
We get it. We get it.
Have y'all ever heard
Antonio
of
Carlos Pecorari?
Don't do it.
Y'all ever heard of human centipede?
I want to be the bee.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go full watermelon sugar. Woo! Isabel's birthday. There's the snake.
Probably going to go ahead and get rid of that one.
And we're all out of butt.
Not butt.
Oh,
what I love more.
Oh man!
Finish my boost to that.
Antonio Carlos Pecorari, a.k.a. Tattoo, is 61.
Oh! His real name isn't Tattoo?
It is not
What?
Tattoo.
Don't tell me that.
I wonder if he's grown.
He was
Wasn't
awesome.
that? Didn't that mean little armadillo tattoo?
I don't know.
Wasn't that his childhood nickname or something?
Tattoo means little armadillo?
I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up.
Are you thinking of the Fantasy Island tattoo?
It's very efficient.
Yeah. Head coach of the Mesquite Outlaws.
Right now?
Tattoo, yes.
Still here.
Yeah.
As a kid, I thought he was the best soccer player of all time.
He was Pele.
Nickname Armadillo in Portuguese.
Thank you.
Is that
Good job,
tattoo?
But not little armadillo.
Thank you!
Like a full-grown one.
Right, not
I mean,
Paquito.
Tattoo Ita?
Yeah, that'd be Tattoo Canio. Phil Ivey, one of the greatest athletes of all time, 47.
He's also one of those dudes in his 60s where you just know they can get the ladies.
Tattoo?
Yeah. He's a very handsome man.
You think Tattoo's top-notch at wool pulling?
So you thought Tattoo was
Well,
the
you might
greatest?
just like to
5'6".
take him to dinner.
You thought he was the
Metroplex,
greatest player in the world?
I did.
Yeah.
We
Him
went
and
to
David Doyle,
went to
you bet.
Sidekicks games all the time.
I was convinced
this is the
Mark.
best soccer player in the world.
I was convinced
I got to meet him.
Curly Neal was the best basketball player in the world. Like really any of the Globetrotters were better than anybody in the NBA.
He was way better than Pistol Pete.
Yes.
Bob, Ronda Rousey, 37.
So mid.
What?
So
Don't say it
incredibly
now.
mid.
Now she is.
I
but
said it then.
You said
Oh
she
my
could.
God.
You said she could compete against the men.
Yeah.
That was when that was Joe Rogan, and he was an idiot then.
She could
swore
probably
she
beat
could
Kimbo
take Brock
Slice.
Lesnar.
Went to Sidekicks
Yeah.
games all the time.
Didn't you try to set her and Kimbo Slice up on your show at night one time?
That's the first time Joe Rogan disappointed me. Is when
And the last.
he said,
Because otherwise you're fully on board.
Like, imagine her and BJ Penn. You know what I mean, Bob?
"No,
All right. Austin Jackson, 37.
Denton
Took
Ryan.
a lot of first pitch strikes.
Yep.
Jazz Chisholm, 26.
Jazz.
Born to Stay Now Dead, Sherman Hemsley, Brandon Lee, Rick James, Robert Tractor Trailer,
R.I.P.
and Born on the Stay Now Dead and Down the Stay Now Dead, Wade Wilson.
Wow.
How about that?
So he's not a candidate for OC in Washington.
No. Eliminated.
By Jordan Bennington.
Broadcasting live from the
You know, the Blues are 6-3-1 in their last 10.
Get the Steak podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
and here he is, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hello, and we also welcome the star of Thursdays on the Hardline, Gordon Keith.
Thank you, David, and Bob, and Corby.
Well.
You sound so powerful right now.
Do I?
Yeah. So cheap.
Sorry.
So
Broadcasting from a
Three's Company.
All right, first up, we need to do a bit of follow-up from yesterday's E-News.
E-News.
As we have details. We talked about Dead and Company reuniting and rising from the dead to do a residency at the Sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Titled Dead Forever, we now know they have announced it will consist of 18 shows over 6 consecutive weeks.
Going.
So it'll be weekends, either Thursday through Saturday or Friday through Sunday. Most of them are Thursday through Saturday. So 3 shows a week. And it'll start May 16th and run through June 22nd. And each weekend will be a unique set list. So if you go Thursday, Friday, Saturday of one weekend, that'll be a consistent set list over those 3 nights.
Okay.
But then the next
Boring.
weekend will be a different set list.
Because, you know, Bob, they're known for, you could catch a show in Colorado, like on, let's say.
Like where? Where might they play?
Maybe Red Rocks.
Bingo.
Oh, hey.
Maybe on February 1st, and then February 2nd, you could see them at the Gorge
Bingo.
and they wouldn't replay one song. And then you'd see him February 3rd in
Yeah, we
California,
get the point.
and they wouldn't replay one
Yeah.
song. They don't ever replay a song, Bob.
Shut up! But they say that these will be innovative
Get
and
that
immersive shows. That they're building sphere-specific visuals for these. So I mean, if you're into it, definitely will have to be a bucket list thing.
Will they sing, I will get by?
That was the only decent song they ever had.
Ever.
I will
Okay. All right.
get by.
I don't have time to fight.
How come when Jerry was a skeleton, he was still fat?
Yeah, they somehow made a skeleton fat.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
This is how we heard Corby.
I don't know. You really do. It's so painful. Gordon,
This is Corby's Bucks buddies.
it is. Are you fired up, Gordon, to go to the Sphere next week?
No, I'm not. Thanks for asking.
You know,
what a waste of a ticket you are.
Yeah.
No, I'm just doing shtick because it annoys George and Craig because they treat U2 like they're some kind of musical messiahs. And
well, that's the thing is like I'm fine with the fact that it's U2, but this is the Sphere.
Fine with that.
Yeah,
I want to go to the
see the
Sphere.
visuals.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Be so effed up.
I just want to
Oh my
see
God.
Buno.
I want to be.
You asked me at.
I want to be just shy of freaking out.
Yeah.
And you asked me at a bad time because I just Venmo'd Bob the ticket money.
Thank you, Gordo.
Oh, yeah.
Grudgingly.
Thank you for unblocking me.
I mean, if you had wanted to slum it on the floor with me and Corby, you would have paid half what you paid Bob.
We just figured that.
Wait, there was an option for a cheaper ticket?
If you wanted to bring a book in and read, it would
we
be
thought
better if
you
you
probably
sat
wanted
down.
to sit.
We thought you'd want a place to stack your books.
Yeah. Did you pick a seat near a bookshelf for me?
God, it'd be so great. You turn around and like everybody's just going crazy in there.
Got his
and he's just
highlighter out.
sitting there. Oh, that's an interesting passage.
Little reading lamp.
Okay, so I teased
my highlighter.
Brand new material from Corby's favorite Meshuggah comic, Billy Joel.
That's right.
As
Good friend of mine.
He has returned from a self-imposed retirement. So it's been 50 years, just over 50 years, since he broke onto the scene in November of 73 with Piano Man.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't put out anything new since 2007.
Okay, so that was part of the question that I asked him at the Super Bowl. Are you working on anything new? And then that devolved into, and do you also know that you're turning into well-known Meshuggah comic Alan King?
To which he replied, I'm no matinee idol.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that's so rude of you, Corby.
You know, Gordon,
that's why they don't allow randos to ask questions at the musical guest press conference anymore.
You literally
Because of us.
changed the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who was the last of us to ask a question?
I don't even know the last year that they allowed us to ask. I can't remember when it was. Was it here in Dallas?
Because I remember us getting blocked when for Madonna because they were coming to me to ask Madonna a question. And then I saw someone wave off the person who was holding the mic next to me, and they took it back
Not
and
him.
moved on to someone else.
Not him. Not him.
Weren't you going to be like, hey, are you really a virgin?
I may have been prepared to ask about something concerning her virginity.
Do you know what? Do you remember the question?
No, I really don't remember the question I was going to ask her. But the virgin angle's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like,
in 2000...
are you at least a technical virgin? Have you done soaking?
Soaking.
Like, did she do the backdoor loophole?
Right.
Yeah.
I knew girls like that in college.
I remember you had a...
We all do,
an
Gordon.
experience
We
one
all
time, Corby,
remember.
when,
It was an accident.
When a girl asked you in the middle of the act, do you know where you are? And you apparently did not know where you were on her body.
You know,
the fact that her body was shaped like a comma didn't really register with you.
I've grown up a lot in the last 5 years, and I just want you to know that.
Corby, do you know where you are?
Yeah.
I was wondering why you're crying.
All right, so in 2007, he put out All My Life, which was a Valentine's Day gift to his then wife, Katie Lee, and then they divorced 2 years later.
All my life.
So let's see if this one is going to be better for him.
Okay, this better be like raucous and rambling.
No, it's not. It's called Turn the Lights Back On, and he didn't write it. Like I think he gave up writing.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are by Tom Sharpling. The music is by a guy named Brian Hevron Smith. But he is going to perform this live on the Grammys this Sunday, so see if you're going to look forward to that.
Driving down 7th Avenue, so many things have changed. The places, the faces, the traces of the days are falling out of range.
Is he in Gordon's bathroom right now?
While I'm parking my car.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the actual recording now that I'm hearing it. It sounds like a demo.
The neon beer sign has seen better times, and this joint can't keep up with the fines. So raise a glass, make a toast, honor all forgotten ghosts. Turn the lights back on, my friend. Turn the lights back on.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Needs to stick to strictly 80s Joel.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I'm bummed that he didn't write it. I mean, that's what I want to hear, what he's writing.
I know. Not the Aikman song.
Why don't you leave Troy alone?
You did Troy write that?
Don't look at me. How would I know?
Did you write it for Troy?
You live with him.
I don't live with him.
You were his songwriter.
You do all
for a
his
while,
notes
Bob.
for him.
You wrote all his lyrics.
Oh, yeah. What about, have you considered driving down 66 to start this song? It's like,
I don't know that I've ever heard that Troy song.
He's like,
shut up. Yeah, you have.
He's like, that's perfect.
Have you guys heard of a guy named KB Lamy?
No.
No.
He has 162 million followers on TikTok. Now, maybe you
don't know who he is.
Maybe you don't know his name. He is a Senegalese-born Italian influencer. So he's a black dude.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And he's the guy who does the reaction videos where somebody's doing something really complicated, and then he does kind of the shrug, and then does it really simply. Like somebody is like peeling a banana with a really sharp knife, and then he like just peels it with his hands, and he's like, "What's the big deal?"
That's his bit?
That's his bit.
Okay.
So he's 23, but he was a former factory worker in Italy. He got laid off from his job in March of 2020, and so he launched this TikTok channel where he would do these little reaction videos.
Is he hot?
No, he's got a really expressive face.
Okay.
He's like the black Mr. Bean.
Weird.
I don't know. We were looking for one of those.
Is that the big,
gotta find the black
big
Mr.
black
Bean.
guy from Breaking Bad?
Well,
Dave, do you think every ethnicity has its own Mr. Bean?
Yeah, I do. We're always looking for him. So he is working on a spy comedy. The reason why I'm bringing this up, the working title is 00KB. And so it's supposedly set in Italy, the United States, Monte Carlo, Dubai, France. And so he plays a meal delivery driver who meets up with a scientist and then is recruited by the CIA to mislead the enemy Secret Service. And so then he's stealing DNA samples. He's clumsy. He's trying to evade authorities, and he has an Italian-Chinese girlfriend.
Okay, wait.
Is she hot?
Is he making this movie, or has he just been cast in it?
He's starring in it. He's starring in it, and he I mean, like I said, he has 162 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
But he's going to be at the Grammys on Sunday night. They think maybe presenting an award, and he's also going to be at the Super Bowl.
Playing?
No, he's not going to be playing, but he will be as part of some marketing campaign for something or another. So, anyway, keep a lookout for him.
162
the Black
million.
Mr. Bean.
Does that make you rich beyond your wildest dreams? If you have 162 million of anything?
I mean, I don't know. I imagine. because you get. I'm sure TikTok pays out like YouTube or something.
Yeah,
where the number of subscribers and clicks pays out, right?
That dude that's here now, the Keith Lee guy, the cook or the food critic guy. I cannot believe the
hot dog.
Yes,
stink he's caused in the restaurant world. It's unbelievable.
Gross. Yeah, like
he shows
bombing
up
bathrooms.
And makes your he shows up.
Corby, you've done that a few times.
I have, and he literally makes your restaurant.
Yeah, he can make or break your restaurant. All right, I don't know if you guys saw Larry David on the Today Show this morning.
No.
So
he got mad at something, didn't he?
Well, he was on there.
about-
He was on there promoting the final season of Curb, which comes up in this Sunday. As a matter of fact, is
Really?
the debut episode. And so he was waiting, I guess, to do his guest spot, and they also had another guest, Elmo, the Muppet.
No.
Sesame Street Muppet.
All right.
And so as Savannah Guthrie and Hoda and the other guy, Craig Melvin, they're on the couch and they're talking to Elmo, and Larry David comes over and mimes that he slaps Elmo and kind of shakes him about the head and neck. And then Savannah Guthrie is shrieking, "Oh my God, Larry, you've gone too far." And Elmo shouts after him, "Come back to the couch and let's talk about how you're feeling." And then Larry says, "Somebody had to do it." So then Larry was made to apologize later when he actually had his turn on the show.
For real?
Yeah. Let's listen.
Do you have something you want to say to Elmo? And look at the camera and please. And from your heart. Give him a camera shot.
From where?
From your heart. Exactly. No, okay. Right.
What?
Go ahead. We're ready.
What organ are you talking about?
Yeah, just, your heart. Okay. Go ahead. Say you're sorry.
Elmo.
Larry.
I just want to apologize.
Thank you, Larry.
That's very big of you.
I'm going to accept your apology, Larry.
Thank God. What
And Louis, will you drop the lawsuit?
I'm going to accept your apology.
Oh, you said he
accepts it. Oh.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Elmo.
all right, thank you, thank
you. You are such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Elmo.
Yes.
We're sorry. Elmo, Larry, you are not.
Do you think
there was
no point to that? You just wanted to play audio?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Corby, support him a little bit here.
How beaten was Larry David right there?
You could see it on his face. He was just like, "I gotta apologize."
I'm sorry,
Elmo.
Sorry I strangled you.
I would have loved it if Larry David did it and just said, I don't need you to accept the apology. I just offered it. I don't care if you accept it or not, and just drew it way out. And
does it make you happy?
Nothing but conflict with him.
Does it make you happy or sad that the real Larry David is polar opposite of what his character is portrayed as?
Sad.
I know. I kind of want Larry to
I
be
want him
that
to be
confrontational, awkward. Yes, and he's nothing like that.
All right, coming up next, we have more with Gordon Keith, including a syphilis explosion.
Gordon. Oh, he's flushing it.
The Rant Revival with the former cast of Gordon Keith, Dave Lane, and Corby Davidson.
Sponsored by.
Do I get my
Eatsy's Market and Bakery?
Yes, Eatsy's.
Thank you, Eatsy's, and don't forget Twitch tonight, 7:35. I was just reminded by Line 4 guy to promote it.
That's right.
And that just saying that sentence made me insane. But
Line 4 guy skipped out on Why Today Doesn't Suck today. We're a little disappointed in
He
his.
did?
Yeah, he did.
Gang, gang.
Why?
We don't know. His boss sometimes gets a little tight with his time.
Can't slide down the dinosaur and play our game.
All right. Well, maybe I'll have him on Twitch tonight, 7:35. Twitch.tv/actual Gordon Keith.
So I want to promote something that I've been watching, and I figured this is the perfect spot to do it.
Sex crimes.
It is not Netflix sex crime related, although I did watch American Nightmare, and it was everything that you guys talked about the other day and more. A tremendous 3-part documentary. But on the lighter side of things, because NFL football was offered up to us a couple of weeks ago in a playoff variety on Peacock, I got Peacock. And now I'm a proud subscriber to Peacock. And so when I went over there, it's like $5. And when I went over there, I'm like, is there anything that I could watch on here besides professional football? And my kids immediately were like, oh my God, the new Ted TV show is on Peacock. Now, Gordon, have you seen either one of the Ted movies?
Wait, with the little bear?
Yes.
With Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah.
Bear. I don't think I have seen them, no.
They're quite brilliant.
They are?
Yeah. They're really, really funny. The Seth is the voice of Ted the bear, and a little boy who's in like 5th grade or something like that, he wishes on a shooting star that his teddy bear would come alive, and it did. And that was the basis of 2 movies starring Mark Wahlberg. And they're both really funny. Well, the TV show is a flashback, or it's set back in 1993 when Ted and his brother or owner or whatever you want to call him, Johnny, is a 16-year-old in high school.
A prequel.
It is a prequel, and it is awesome. It's set in Boston like everything Seth does. The actors that they got to play, the mom and dad, are a freaking riot. The kid who plays young Mark Wahlberg, Johnny, is brilliant in it. And then Ted, the bear, Seth MacFarlane, is beyond great. Now, if you can fight through the fact that the voice of the bear is Peter Griffin, then because you'll hear the voice and you'll be like, wait a minute, that's Family Guy. Yeah, it sounds a lot like it, but it's a bear and all that. And I guess he ran out of voices. But whatever the case, I wanted to play you one clip, and that clip is from when their mother always dreamed of being a teacher, and Johnny's 16, so he's a sophomore, junior in high school, and their teacher got fired, and so the mom had all the credentials, and so they get the mother to come substitute teach. And Ted is in the class. The bear is now taking classes with Johnny, because the dad wants him out of the house. And
the bear is taking classes.
The bear is, yes. Okay. And so in this scene, you will hear the overly hot, bitchy girl, stereotypical bitchy high school girl, start making fun of the mother and what she's wearing back in 1993. A very pedestrian plaid shirt and skirt that is just, kind of frumpy looking. Well, the girl starts to make fun of her. And then here comes Ted.
Did I say something funny? You're saying you're a cat lady? Yes, I guess I am a cat lady. Well, that explains the blouse. The blouse? Does it look okay? Yeah, it looks great. Actually, my grandma has curtains in her bathroom, and I think that they might be the same pattern. Oh, what a funny coincidence.
Leave her alone, Aaron.
Yeah, some of us are here to learn.
Aren't you the guy who asked the question at assembly?
A lot of people wanted to know about the long-term side effects of drugs.
Mrs. Bennett, did you pick out the blouse yourself? Yeah. Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats.
Did you pick out the skirt yourself, too?
I did. Is there something wrong with my skirt?
I mean, not unless you're someone who thinks Marshall's is too pricey.
Hey, Aaron? Hi, Ted. We've never officially talked, but I know your work. Listen, I think Susan's doing a terrific job, so I figured this is a good time to tell you. We all know about the nose job you had last year. You didn't fool anybody because we all remember before the surgery when you tried to kiss Danny Santucci and you poked his eye out. Also, and everybody in town knows this except you, your dad is really your uncle, which may have subconsciously f***ed you up and caused you eating disorder, which is also no secret because everybody's heard you throwing up in the bathroom. And also, I recently found out you're a virgin, which is interesting because you've been lying about that too. So I hope you do give your boyfriend fellatio because at least then there's something going down your throat besides your finger. That about cover it?
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, Teddy.
Sorry. We don't do enough for Susan at home, so I felt obligated to say those things.
It is so funny, dude. It is so over the top, too. And I recommend, Bob, that you watch it with young Justin.
Probably not.
I think it's that funny.
It sounds like a Sally show to me.
Yeah. Dude, my wife was crying watching this last night. It's really, really good. If you love Seth MacFarlane, you'll love this. It's very, very edgy. He's great.
I respect his talent. I mean, he has put out so much funny stuff.
So, yesterday was the 25-year anniversary of the debut of Family Guy. And which is weird because Seth still looks really young. And we went back and looked. He was 25 years old when Fox gave him that show and said, go. 25. And the dude had his own show.
And he stayed single all these years. I mean, not married.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know his 9/11 story, don't you, Gordon?
No. Is it funny?
No. He was supposed to be on the Boston flight. That I think was, I can't remember if that was the Pentagon flight or the second tower. But he was hungover and missed his flight and got into a huge argument with the gate agent in Boston, like begging her to let him on because he had that was going to San Francisco, and he had a huge meeting about Family Guy with the bosses out there, and he missed his flight because he was hungover, and yeah.
And so what happened?
He survived.
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah, Gordo.
He made it.
Way to go, Gordon.
All right, syphilis.
Have you ever had syphilis, Gordon?
Not that I know of.
Well,
what are the symptoms?
Would you definitely know?
So the disease, the disease is called the Great Pretender because the symptoms can look like many other diseases, and it's easily spread by direct contact with a syphilis sore during various kinds of orifices that are being
the loving orifices
loved by phallici.
The loving orifi of the human body.
Yes, the holy trinity of orifi.
Right.
And so the sores are painless, which means that people often don't treat them because they're like, this is a weird rash, but they don't realize it's syphilis. And then 4 to 10 weeks after infection, the rash then will spread over the entire body. And if you don't get it treated, it can spread to your brain, your nervous system, or your eyes, which can cause blindness, deafness, and paralysis.
And that is what took out
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Yeah. So, in 1951, there were 170,000 syphilis cases. But then antibiotics became readily available. And so by 1998, annual cases of syphilis were below 40,000. Okay?
Wait, in 1971, you said there was 170,000?
51.
1951. Well, when did we get antibiotics? I figure we had them.
Hey, guys.
I guess that was right around the time. Was it World War II when we started really exporting penicillin?
Yeah, maybe a little bit later in the 50s, I believe, is when Jonas Salk came up with penicillin.
Yeah,
well,
so
I don't think that's what he came up with.
So when you could get the jab for syphilis,
then
Fauci's jab.
It really went away to the tune of just 40,000 cases in 98. Well, in 2022, 207,000 cases were reported.
Hang on, Peyton.
Ooh, people are getting sifted up again?
An 80% increase since 2018. And so it's
80% increase
since 2018.
Good
so
God.
it's the highest it's been in 70 years.
Is it something like is there like syphilis chic right now where it's a thing where people want to get it?
No, the people aren't bug chasing like you back in the 90s.
Syphilis chic.
Yeah. There was a group of people who thought that there was something called AIDS chic where that look became fetishized. I don't know if they actually wanted to have it, but they wanted to have that aesthetic of really thin and gaunt, which is just so disturbing to me. But
so
I guess we get preferences for any kind of fashion.
Would it look weird if we all came back, all 10 of us came back from the Super Bowl, and we were just covered in rashes?
We just had sores everywhere.
Which just us.
Just the hard line?
No. All the hosts and Killer. That we all come back and
we all just gave each other syphilis?
Yes.
For the Super Bowl?
We didn't give it to anyone else, just ourselves.
What a weird celebration
Gary,
of
that's
football.
Disgusting. I know.
Well, they say the two main reasons. One is because people don't know what it is. It became so uncommon, and because the symptoms aren't necessarily, they don't scream syphilis.
Right.
And the fact
That'd
that
be
people
weird if the sores did that.
yeah, and the fact that people use condoms less and less now.
Is that true of the sexually active youth that they don't use condoms as much?
Yeah, Lando. When was the last time you used a condom, Lando?
The last time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you are going to have love, you're probably going to use a condom?
I try to remember as often as I can.
Okay. All right, see? He's We've taught our crew well.
I always poke holes in mine.
With what?
Needles.
With his needle wean.
So,
well, but Dave, didn't you had crabs or something back in the day, didn't you?
No. I've never had an STD.
Classic Gordon add-on.
Dave, didn't you have...
So, okay, right now,
Ging.
would this, because sex is unstoppable, would
Getting a
this
syphilis notification.
stop? Or maybe if you're out at a bar and you're sitting there talking to a girl, is this going to stop people from...
She starts scratching her neck.
Well, I don't even know. I mean...
Then tries to put her
Hear
finger
her
in your
sores.
mouth.
Would this
Screaming.
Would this be some sort of deterrent for sex for the youth?
No, I don't think so. I don't know that there's any deterrent anymore. I think that we all have the mindset that whatever I get, technology and medicine can take care of it.
Can it kill you? I know it killed Al Capone, but like right now,
I mean, I think if it's untreated long enough, it can. Now, there are certain populations that are disproportionately affected.
Okay. Corby's about to celebrate. Go ahead, Dave.
Sports talk?
Yes. Sports talk hosts.
Okay.
Sport. African Americans.
Way to go, Gordon.
Corby's celebrating.
Homosexual males.
Corby's cheering again.
Native Americans. Corby.
Whoa.
And Alaskan Native peoples. So, like, True Detective type.
Right. Yeah,
people.
True Detective types.
Now, why is that have to do with condom usage or lack of condom usage?
I don't know.
Did they offer an explanation?
I don't know
as to
if
why they feel they're disproportionately affected.
Well, I mean, it's statistical. I don't know if it is a like behavioral cultural thing or if it's just that they are more predisposed. Genetically predisposed to infection if they're exposed to it. I don't know. But everyone, be careful and wear a Jimmy hat when you see someone that has sores all over their body.
Or just in general. You don't have to wait for them to take their shirt off and see the sores. That's so gross. That's the worst word in the English language.
Sores?
Sores.
Moist.
I think pus is.
Well, that's part of a sore.
What about
it emits from the sore.
What about weeping sores?
Sores contain pus.
What about discharge?
God, sore is at the root of all our problems.
Gordon, I have one last question for you.
Yes, David.
Gordon.
Would you contract syphilis in order to then be housed in the maximum security prison and perhaps the exact cell that was inhabited by Charles Manson?
That's a promotion they're running right now?
But you have to call now, though.
Sift up, then they'll let you stay in Charles.
I don't know.
Manson's
I was
cell.
trying to dress up the hypothetical, but that's where Danny Masterson has been sent. He's been sent to Corcoran State Prison in California in the San Joaquin Valley.
But that's
just a few days
prison.
ago. Yes, but he was.
They're not sending him to the actual cell.
No, well,
because I
but
figured that's
maybe
a shrine now, isn't it?
Is it a shrine? They don't have any shrines in prison. You idiot!
It's like Cal Ripken's locker at the ballpark.
Yes,
it's just glassed over.
And here you will see.
Yeah,
This
so
was Charles Manson's syphilis cell.
So Manson lived there from '89 until he died in 2017. So do you think he haunts that place?
No. If you finally die and you become a ghost, would you want to haunt a prison?
Yeah, you want out.
You'd want to be free.
Right. It's like saying you want to go to heaven and still be with your wife from down here.
Well, Corby had...
You want to explore your options once you're up there.
Telling us.
That's
Right, because everyone has
Too much
perfect
about
bodies in
yourself.
heaven. So
right. You're all 32 and hot. All Abby.
no one has syphilis in heaven.
Yeah. You don't want to go up and be like, oh, hey, you again, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I guess
God.
let's do it like we always do.
I was same way over and over again. All right, fine. Get your toy. You can use it. That's fine.
It's the only way you can finish. I know.
Yeah.
Even in heaven, that's the only way.
Even in heaven, you're reaching for the nightstand. Fine, whatever.
I believe the proper term is dildo.
Thank you, Norm.
Jeez Louise.
Thank you, Norm. All right, Gordon. Twitch tonight at 7:35.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man. Love
So
you.
anyway-
There he goes.
And here again, Dave.
Well,
Hi,
if
Dave.
you experienced delays on your morning commute near downtown Dallas, I can tell you why. It was a dramatic car crash. So, early Thursday morning, early this morning, 2 a.m., North Beltline in Irving police attempted to stop a driver, and the driver tried to evade officers. Turns out the vehicle was stolen. And so they start chasing them. They end up on I-35 headed towards downtown Dallas. And Irving officers were following the vehicle, not knowing how many occupants were inside. Then the driver lost control near I-35 in Woodall Rogers and went off the exit ramp, crashing and killing all 4 people inside.
Wow. So in his car, killing the people in his car?
Yes.
What do
Yeah.
you mean off the ramp?
Like they...
To a free fall?
Yeah, like they were going up an exit ramp and they were taking it too fast. I'm not sure which one exactly, but they jumped the wall and went over the side, and all 4 people inside the stolen vehicle were killed. And so early morning traffic at the I-35 Woodall Rogers exit ramp on the southbound side was blocked, but the main interstate lanes were open, and then the Woodall Rogers exit ramp northbound was also closed because a piece of the vehicle had landed on that.
So like we talked about it the other day, that dude that was driving around Fort Worth when he was drunk.
Right, the guy that was fleeing the West 7th District.
Yeah,
and ended up hitting 2 pedestrians.
Yeah, and what's going through his mind as he's trying to escape? Like, why? You can't do it in a car. Well, how about trying to do it in rush hour?
Well, this was 2 a.m.
But it was still clogged.
Yeah,
okay,
it was.
okay.
They just hadn't cleared it by the time rush hour began.
Okay.
And so, yeah, traffic was affected all morning until they got it cleared.
I wonder, I'm sure he was hammered.
I don't know. But yeah, it was a stolen vehicle and 4 people dead.
My. Okay. I'm seeing our Dallas, Texas TV has dashboard footage of this, and it's definitely not the way you want to go.
Oh, wow. That is really high up.
Yeah, it's that left turn onto Woodall Rogers, as Dave said, and then...
So the one where you're going up towards Reunion Tower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good. Yeah, how'd they get over that wall?
They must have been going
Hauling
really
ass.
fast.
Yeah, like the Duke boys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so... another stolen car, this less dramatic, but also somewhat troubling in its own right. So this happened last Wednesday in White Settlement, as White Settlement police found an abandoned vehicle along Silver Creek Road and McCulley Street. It was an abandoned 2013 Kia Optima, and it was crashed into a creek, and it was still running, and the transmission was still in drive, and it was just abandoned there. And come to find out, they look at the registration information. It belonged to a woman who lives in an apartment complex just 2 blocks away.
She didn't live in a shoe?
No. Her name was Dottie Black.
Didn't have that cadence?
I thought he might say she lives in a shoe.
It'd be a lot cooler if she did. But what this was, it was a viral TikTok challenge.
Dude.
Have you heard of this?
No.
So there is a TikTok challenge. There are videos circulating that show teenagers how to start certain types of Kias and Hyundais with only a screwdriver and a USB cord.
So the challenge is to steal the car, videotape it, and put it on TikTok?
Yes. To hotwire the car with a screwdriver and a USB cord, take it on a joyride, trash it, and then abandon it. That's the fun challenge.
Doesn't seem like we're furthering the advancement of humanity by doing that.
And now, so Dottie Black, the owner of the car, she says that she only has liability insurance, so she's going to have to pay for the repairs herself. And the only way she can start her car now is with a USB cord.
Yeah, because you don't expect...
How does that work?
Well, she says as long as the USB cord is plugged into the ignition, the car will run. But if you remove it, it stalls out.
And the only way that you would not, if you have liability, that you would not end up in a situation where they're going to pay for your car is that. You don't anticipate somebody stealing your car, taking it on a heater over a bridge and running it into a creek.
Yeah.
That's the last thing on your mind.
Just nose diving it into a creek and just leaving it there.
Right. And how did that person not get hurt?
I don't know, but
are you guys
kids these days, huh?
What's with all these people, Dave?
Yeah, like, would you guys in there be okay if TikTok disbanded forever?
Bye. It's useless.
By the way, Universal did pull all their music today, as we talked about yesterday.
Off TikTok?
Yeah,
I did see that. Would you guys be okay in there, DJ Ham?
I think
it's fine.
I think we'd be fine, but Jay King talks about TikTok all the time. My girlfriend constantly is scrolling TikTok.
What about Mrs. Ham?
She doesn't go on TikTok, but Jay did show me the video of how to hotwire a car using a USB screwdriver.
Of course he did. Did he take it seriously? Was he like, I'm going to do it?
He goes, check this out.
Yeah, Jay, I've talked to him about it. He is all over it.
Usually every break he comes in here and shows us a video.
So he's addicted to
one of his dance routines on TikTok.
Look, is there a time when your kids are in the car where you're sitting there listening to the ticket or music or whatever, that your kids aren't just sitting there scrolling through TikTok? That's all my kids do.
Yeah, see, my kid does not have TikTok, but her workaround is watching YouTube Shorts, which are basically reposts of TikToks.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So she's not allowed?
Yeah, she doesn't have TikTok. She doesn't have any social media, but she has YouTube.
So she's not on Snapchat or anything like that? When is she going to be able to do that?
I don't know. That's up to her mom.
She's very close.
Yeah, it's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
Speaking of moms, so I don't have our youngest is still living with us, and it's possible he doesn't have phone privileges at the moment.
That happens.
Mm-hmm. And so the only teenager at my house right now with social media is actually my wife, who's not a teenager.
Right. Is she a TikTokian?
I think it's mostly the gram, but my question to you guys is, do you experience what might be my number one agitation in life right now, which is the volume up, looking at random video after random video after random video when you're just trying to sit there and watch a TV show. And sometimes
so you're having bleed over audio from their scrolling?
Yeah, like, can you watch it with the sound down or maybe with a AirPod in?
Yeah, just like one bud, so you can still hear us or the TV, but you can also hear your phone.
And then I think the thing that drives me to death the quickest is like the 20-second video that just is in a big loop, and so you just keep hearing the same. It's just, I just want to know that humanity is getting the social cues of your phone at high volume. I could probably just share this with my wife, but
no.
That would actually cause
my wife knows
incivility. So
that the only videos that I like to see when she's on Instagram, because that's her one of choice, the only thing that she knows that I will watch are dog videos. And she'll walk over and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't see this," and I'll be like,
"Can you believe where they put the peanut butter?"
But that's the only thing that I'll watch. She never tries to show me like, "Oh, look at this new workout," or.
And look, if that's what you find entertaining, fine. Just go over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like being with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like there's a
like you can watch all the TikTok you want in heaven when we're apart.
It just, the movie theater always explains us to the customers, and I almost feel like I need one of those at the house where the TV prompts that you shouldn't have your phone volume up while other people are trying to enjoy the TV. But if I say it, it might cause
a little friction.
So I just want to talk about it on the radio.
Okay, can I do one more follow-up quickly?
One more.
Do I have time for one more? We had the story yesterday of Jacob Thomas Allred, the former teacher at Great Lakes Academy, who was trying to groom a 15-year-old female student.
Yeah.
We have more details.
Groom?
Or trying to have a relationship with her.
Yeah.
And so there are new court documents that have come out, as well as his mugshot. His mugshot, he has the biggest smile on his face. It's the creepiest mugshot.
No way.
Yeah. And so he's charged with child grooming, which is a third-degree felony. But he was reported by the victim and her parents on January 8th. And so we had said yesterday that he had expressed back in October that he had feelings for her. He was her teacher, ninth grade teacher, and that he sought her out on Discord to start messaging her.
With Gordon.
Yes, and that's when Corby had the invention of the phone booth just for pedophiles.
Pedopod.
Yeah, the pedopod, so they don't have their messages traced.
It goes back to the gangsters, Tony Soprano and guys like that would only use payphones to discuss business.
Yeah. So they have some of the context of those messages now in these court documents. So Allred began asking her what kind of underwear she was wearing. Then he asked her to wear to class leggings that fit her tightly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told her that she should think about him and
put yourself.
He also asked if she would date him and said he couldn't wait to kiss her and would teach her how to kiss.
Oh, God.
And then he asked her if she would have sex with him, but don't tell anyone or he would get in trouble.
Huh.
Gary, that's disgusting.
And then it did ultimately turn physical. In the classroom, he would touch her under her desk during class.
Dude, what is he doing?
And here is the most insane. I mean, that's all awful.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We haven't got to the most insane?
He tells a male student about his inappropriate contact with her.
Hey, Steve, come here.
And that male student did not report the teacher because he didn't want his favorite teacher to get in trouble.
Wait, what?
What in the world?
So he's like the cool teacher that all the kids on campus think Mr. Allred's awesome.
Yeah.
Until he tries to...
He'll rank the chicks with us.
Yeah. So, creep show, this guy.
And you thought the pedopod was disturbing, DJ.
It still is.
It's your invention.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, guys.
I didn't invent anything.
You're
First off.
trying to invent.
You are trying to
help the pedos.
You're trying to get angel investors for the pedo pod.
You think that'd be good on Shark Tank?
I'll give you 20% of the
company. Cuban's like, Corby, is that you?
Pedo like pedophile? Yeah, you know.
Goodness.
That's going to be a no from me.
And for that reason, I'm out.
All right.
Get the Steak podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.